Now, I had adjusted the bit rate this morning, and I did a test. Apparently, that test wasn't good enough because it just it just died, and there was nothing I could do about that. So again, I apologize for that, and let's just get right into the Dick stuff. All right, so the question is, who is Dick Masterson? Why do we care about this guy, and what's going on? What's the situation here? Well, basically, Dick Masterson is a guy who's famous for writing a book called Men Are Better Than Women. He's appeared on the Dr. Phil show a number of times. And after that, he decided to make a career podcasting. And this has created a number of feuds and dramas because he's a very edgy guy. He's a guy who likes to make all kinds of crass and crude jokes. And he's did a podcast with a guy called Maddox, which that's its own can of words. I'm not going to get into it. But essentially, Dick Masterson's career is built on creating and talking about drama, much like Mr. Medicare, the Ralph Retort, and pretty much all the people I'm going to discuss today. The issue for me is that, like, when Dick is faced with his own controversy, his own little scandal, like when it's his turn to get roasted because he did something stupid, it seems to me that there's a bunch of people that just come out of the woodwork, people he has certain financial connections to, guys who like to say that they're truth tellers and they don't hold any sacred cows, and they're equal opportunity trolls. They go after everyone. Suddenly making fun of a cuck or a beta or a simp, men that don't live up to their own masculinity, that's not funny anymore. And to me, it's kind of bullshit, but I think we should just get started into what the hell happened. All right, so the events that happened took place starting on Friday night of last week. Let me just pull that up real quick for you guys. Just give me a second here. Okay. Let me get the correct tweet here. There we go. Give me a second. Nope, not it. Give me a moment. Okay, here we go. Right here, as you can see, this guy called Pod Awful, his real name being Jesse, he says, "Hey, Mr. Anti-Bullet, did you see these leaked simp texts from Monday Matt?" And yeah, we'll be getting to the simp text shortly here. Don't worry about that. But the plot twist is that these aren't from Monday Matt. Monday Matt, as you guys may know, is a cuck. He's like currently having some trouble financial times raising his girlfriend's daughter or some shit like that. He famously got blown out on the kill stream after he revealed that he was reporting everyone's videos who made fun of him. And here is Jesse trying to get Mr. Medicare to talk about this, these simp texts, as he calls them, in order to get a response. And to his, and I think this is like, now, for the record, I say this is a dumb way to get into, if his goal was to get a conversation with Medicare, like go on a stream with him, I think this is a dumb way to do it. But to his credit, it worked. It did. He actually did get to go on a show with Medicare, but we'll get more into that. Now, as for the simp texts themselves, I actually reached out to Jesse and talked to him through over DMs. He gave me permission to show these. And I just want to get the context behind what it is that we're going to be reading before we start getting to more. Because I think what's more interesting than what is being said in this case, as opposed to who it's being said to. So let's just get into that. So let me just get into that. I ask him that I tell him I'm going to do a stream on this, and then say I'm going to summarize what happened. And then he gives me his recounting of events over here, as you can see. I'm not going to waste too much time reading through this because that's not really the meat of this. Go down a bit over here. Okay, here it is, confirming that's Dick Masterson's. Then he gives me these here's. As I said, it's more important who the people are in this little love triangle that Dick Masterson has got himself into. Because there's two women involved. There's the woman he's talking to, and then there's his living girlfriend. which apparently he's had something of an on and off relationship with, and he's currently living with. Now, he says, I'm behind on my Dick Masterson lore. Who did he send these to, and who is Marie? He sent those to Jamie Lynn Hughes, a married woman in Texas. Now, that's interesting. Marie is his current girlfriend who had dumped him at the time. She is also the ex of Maddox. Now, isn't that really weird that the guy that Dick Masterson is calling a cuck is currently residing with Maddox's sloppy seconds? That's a little weird. And I also ask, and either of these two, the cam whore who you mentioned? And he says, Marie is. Hula Girl 86. Dick knows that name. It's her former email address, and when I leaked the info about the cam whore thing, he banned me on his subreddit. The only thing he ever banned me for. The girl he's sending the simp text to was separated from her husband, and only ever been in a relationship with him. Only person she had ever slept with. Do you have a link to that Reddit thread? It's deleted. Can you share a screenshot of a Reddit PM saying you were banned? And then he checks his inbox, and sure enough, he shows me that, that what he's saying is true. There's clearly a coordinated effort here to keep this under wraps. Dick does not want this stuff being talked about. It's embarrassing. And he says, so the ban took place in January 23rd this year. He says, yes. And then go into more of that. Okay, but I think that's enough context for this part here. Before I read the text themselves, which I'll go into, there's been some debate or philosophical discussions, as it were, over what the meaning of a simp is, which at the end of the day, that's not really the point here. It's not really all that important. But I'm going to read off these definitions, and then I'm going to read the texts. And then I want you guys to decide if this is simp behavior or not. And because this is a slang term, this isn't a formal thing, I went to the highest authority I could find, and that'd be Urban Dictionary, which is a renowned source of colloquialisms, etc. on the internet. And what they say is simp, a man that puts himself in a subservient/submissive position under women in hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table. Second definition, a man that puts too much value on a female for no reason. Third definition, a man that prides himself with chivalry in hopes of getting sexual gratification from women. Fourth definition, a square with no game other than rolling out the red carpet for every female. Now, we could debate and go over where the lines are drawn between a simp and a cuck, or a cuck and a beta, etc. But what all these things point to here, and what the main takeaway is that this is beta behavior. It's not being the dominant personality in a male and female relationship, which is the normal expected approach, which is what these guys who pride themselves as being chads and alpha males rely on, given their personality. So, with that said, let's just go into the DMs, which Jesse sent me this. These are the screenshots here. Apparently, this is an email that was sent to him by Jamie, and this before some of these screenshots is her interpretation of events, and then following that is this the text messages themselves that were sent between Dax Herrera, aka Dick Masterson, and Jamie. Okay, so reading off. Dax beginning his crafting a friendship between Marie and I. He would very often say things like this that I would pass over lightly. I was never interested in a 3-person relationship, but looking back, I can see that this is what he was trying to plant in my head. Just because I cared about Marie doesn't mean I was romantically interested in her, but he would try to frame it like that all the time. And then she shows us the screenshots, and this is Dick saying, well, Marie, Marie came up because she's got an appointment tomorrow, and we were talking about everything. The weekend, the coke, you, a lot. It's been strange but peaceful. I wish you were here for it. I'm going to pause here for a second because there's a very interesting thing here. Now, I know Dick Masterson plays a personality on his shows and stuff like that, and likes to play fast and loose with how he portrays himself, like making things that you just don't know whether he's shitposting or if it's something real. One of the things he brings up is narcotics and drug use. Now, to me, I would assume that someone who's a normal person, someone who's not crazy, wouldn't actually be doing hardcore drugs like cocaine. But here he is in a private DM where he's not playing a character, at least not one to the public, where he's admitting that, yeah, he uses coke on the weekends, or heavily implying that at least. Isn't this, I think this is relevant because if Dick was ever prosecuted for any kind of crime like that, this would be relevant. I don't, like, again, this might be a small thing, maybe this is something that only I thought of over here, but to me, I think that debauched behavior, like pumping yourself full of drugs that will kill you, it's not a cool thing to do. It's cringy. Why do you have to go ahead and get a high like that? It's a really weird thing to be like, that's being shown here. But maybe this isn't definitive. Maybe this is just me being, me focusing on the wrong things. Let's just go on. She replies with, "Oh man, yeah, I wish I was there for it too. I sent her a message earlier today. It was killing me not knowing if she was okay, and thinking about how she must have assumed we would have just not cared about her after she left. I didn't know if I should, but I had to." "Yeah, you guys are nuts. You both love each other more than anything I've ever seen, and you fight it so much. She was very happy you sent a message. Care to share any of your conversation? Or maybe another time if you're too tired from it?" "No, I'm not too tired. It's just hard to sum up. She feels terrible and guilty, and understands everything. Having to leave. And says it's like pushing away two people who love you and also trying to control us like puppets and then just reacting. She seems really moved after the weekend. I guess she was reading all these books and whatever. I'm happy for her, but I really wish you were here. I'm glad she's okay. It's emotional. And I said how upset we were all weekend. Like honestly, how deeply I care about her. How obviously you do and how you understand her. And how annoyed we were that the Mexican restaurant didn't continue. The text ban and the effects and meeting you. I guess how complicated and beautiful everything is. Is that a good summary?" Yeah, and this is where we get into the more goofy shit that Dick says to her, where he just flat out grovels in order to keep up this sexual relationship with a married woman, which is really fucking weird. And we'll get into more of that. And then she adds, in the commentary, not in the text themselves, "Here is Dax talking about how he stopped being interested in his Dick Masterson character way back when he did The Young Turks, because it stopped being funny, and he became cynical because of it, starting to seem familiar." That's a very interesting opinion there, because I don't think that Dick Masterson is the guy that he presents himself as on those shows. I don't think he's the real deal, the real guy. I don't think he's this macho Chad guy. I think he's a really insecure person. He gets easily upset and embarrassed over dumb shit he does, and he doesn't know how to handle it when he's the one being put in the spotlight. But that's just my take on it right now. Let me read what Dick has to say. That Reddit... Okay, so this is Jamie talking. "That Reddit comment I was telling you about. For some good someone noticed feels." And then she gives a link to the Reddit thread. Dick responds, "Oh, I love it. Yeah, you're pretty dead on. It got so dull seeing the reactions, and it was making me a more cynical person. It wasn't funny anymore. If I remember that YouTube interview correctly, your response to..." Hang on a minute. There's something. Just do this. Okay, so that part's cut off there. All right, here we go. "If I remember that YouTube interview correctly, your response to there, 'Is this how you really feel?' was something like, 'It's almost as if the whole thing is over the top on purpose, right?' When I heard that, I knew that you were over it. LOL. I remember that show. I thought those two were just a couple of bozos. Imagine my surprise." Then it goes on. This is more of her commentary. She says, "Dax telling me I shouldn't beg to be wanted, even though he put me in a position to begin doing exactly that." Dick says, "People act how you let them. If you beg, you're like messing up someone else's mind in a weird way. I think I know so much about all the things until I met you. LOL. Ha ha ha. I know how people work. I know you shouldn't beg to be wanted. You're right. I shouldn't. I won't ever again. Aw, I just came across the server I was setting up for you a while back. For your site. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Something I can still use? You're so sweet. Now, it's really interesting here. I was doing all this, going out of his way, setting up all these things for a woman who lives all the way in Texas, another state, not someone around the block, someone who's married, someone in a broken relationship. Kind of odd there. And then we get to the next part, and her commentary and her take is Dax talking about cleaning the truck after the weekend where he broke up with Marie and made her sleep in the truck when he was with me in the tent. Dick says, better, distracted. How about you? Same, I guess. I just sort of meh. Yeah, I got my car detailed, so that was nice. Does it smell like a new car again? It does. All the awfulness has been washed away. Your phone is sent. It will be there Friday. Thursday would have cost $50. Friday is fine. Thank you. I would have hated costing you $50 because I left my stupid phone. I'll spend it on you for something better. Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's resorting to sending her gifts and stuff like that. Which, yeah, sure. One could point out that guys do stupid stuff to get laid all the time. But again, this is Dick Masterson we're talking about. He's above that. Or is he? Then he continues. Her commentary in the next bit is, Dax telling me that he wants being with me to be permanent. And he says, it's easy to find happy things. I got to spend so much time with you, in bed and out of bed. And then again. And there are probably millions of guys who wish they could have your attention for any amount of time. The sadness comes from wanting more, and more. Not just loving what you had, what I had. Whatever happens, that did. And it's more than anyone could ever want. The sadness comes from wanting it to be permanent, not more. But everything is always changing. You always have such a beautiful way of wording things. It's mostly ripped off from the Bible. What did I just read? That is such a goofy thing to say, but it gets worse. And then her commentary is, Dax is going to buy me new wings to take to Israel Burning Man. Stephen is sending me links to the Israel Burning Man. Very close to I can't pronounce any foreign names. I apologize. I'm just going to butcher this and just go right through it. Very close to Abu Dhabi. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. Do you think you'll go? 100%. You're going too, winky face. Bring your wings. Ha ha ha. Well, that would certainly be a lot of fun. Oh, I don't have those wings anymore. They weren't even mine. I'll get you new wings, Angel. Oh, man. I mean, like, even as far as goofy shit you say to a woman, that is just, that is especially cringy. They belong to a rich client who we helped do one of the same shows I do, and she ordered those from a designer who makes stuff for movies for like $800. And then she let me use them. This is just such a weird thing to read off. And then her take is, the ex-girlfriend who was telling me how Dax and I were made for each other like Blade Runner and claiming he wasn't a playboy who just wanted to fuck me. He wanted me to be his partner in crime in life. I was talking about you with Fur. Okay, this is even a foreign name. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I was talking about you with Frozen this morning. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well? Oh, no. Ugh. Definitely not over text. Oh, gotcha. I'm not sure if you have noticed, but I'm a little nosy. A lot nosy. I've come to accept this about myself. I like it a lot. Okay, I why? That's not like a desirable trait. I don't get this. She referenced the let me. Okay, again, the text breakup here, so it's kind of confusing. I wish these were a little bit better presented, but we'll just be moving on here. Yeah, smiley face. Lying in bed, I was looking at your pics and talking to Frozen. Shocked face. She is hooked on the drama now, huh? LOL, I would be too. You could say that. You told her you loved me. Crying face. Yeah, you knew that though, but it's different when I actually acknowledge it to a third party. I know. Yeah, bigly. Haha. You always sum things up in the perfect and most honest way. This is just pathetic. Like, he's just groveling constantly to her. And again, why? Like, if he can get laid anytime he wants, if he's a man's man, if he's such a Chad, like, why is he going ahead and sending all these texts and DMs to a married woman in a failing relationship? Makes no sense. And again, we get more drug references like going to Burning Man, which that's not really as definitive as the Coke thing, but still, when you're going to Burning Man, you're going to go get fucked up. So again, I don't think that this is a good look on Dick, like admitting, low-key admitting to actually using drugs. And then I think we have some more of these. She says, convincing me of his very true feelings for me. And the text read, I'm so happy you felt that. Even the PDC date. I wanted to make you feel special and loved for every second we were together. You did. Very much. I get the physical. I get how beautiful sex is for you. And both of us, if you believe that. And what a gift it is. And now, precious, it is. I believe it. And I adore it. And I've ached for it since the second we met. Just to feel you in that atavistic way. But I love your mind too, Jamie. And I want to hear you. Now this is just a bold-faced lie. No guy falls in love with a woman because of her mind. I'm sorry. That's just such a cringy thing to say. I'm not buying that for a second. That makes me happy. Which part? That you love my mind. I know you've said it before too, but I love hearing it. I guess because I find that to be the most special part of you. I could fuck you forever. Raw and pounding and soft and like a romance novel. And the whole time I just want you to open your eyes and say anything. Like there's no dirty talk. It's just you. That's I gotta say, that's probably the most cringy part of this. I don't know what woman would find this romantic. Like, even the cheesy romance writers guilds would just take a look at this and say, no, you gotta redo this. It's just bad. And then her take is talking about his trip to Austin to come and see me. And then Dick says, aw man, Jamie, I need you. Trip? Come to Austin. We can go find a live venue together. Smiley face. For real? It would have to be pretty hush, you know? But I don't know. Maybe we can pull it off. Hush for whom? Like, my parents, I guess. Okay, check. Why? I don't know what the logistics of that looks like. It was just a flash idea. Jamie, I love flash ideas. Just tell me what you want. Grinning face. Why do I need to hide from? Well, who do I need to hide from? Well, I don't know what I'd have to do to make sure my parents didn't know. I was going out to be with someone. I do live here. They'd be horrified? Upset? Well, yes, of course. It's 2:30 a.m., and I just got finished dumping my heart out, and I miss you a lot, and let me just sleep on that part. I need to figure out how it would need to happen, if we can. Just give me a yes. My heart made the decision. Shoot me at this point. It would make me really happy to see you. No. I think I'm lost now. What does that mean? Why are you trying to get me to say yes? What are you trying to get me to say yes to? Just coming out here. Yes, absolutely. I want to see you, of course. Yes, you saying yes now. You saying you want me. To fix a problem with money. Yes, that you want. Wait, money? What now? Flying out there. Hotels. Whatever. Now, there's some weird things going on here. Like, why is she, like, how old is this woman? Is she like 18, 19? How, like, maybe in her early 20s? Because isn't she an adult? It is like, isn't she like well off just living on her own or something like that? So, what is Dick doing? Like, trying to get into a relationship with some young chick who's like probably like around maybe 2/3 his age. It's really odd. It's really weird. And again, I don't know, guys. What do you think of like giving money to this woman, like offering hotel visits and stuff like that, just to get her attention, just have her eating out of your hand? I don't know. Kind of reminds me a little bit of this. Just saying. Then she says, me telling Dax about Marie recording their argument. And this is where this is also another odd little thing here. Dick says, hey, so there's a Marie thing that I have to tell you, and it's been really bugging me. And I don't think I can keep it to myself for much longer. I thought about telling you on the phone, but I think it will be better if you have the chance to have your reaction, not seen or heard by me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing the wrong voice. Forgive me. Hey, so there's a Marie thing that I have to tell you, and it's been really bugging me. And I don't think I can keep it to myself much longer. I thought about telling you on the phone, but I think it will be better if you have the chance to have your reaction, not seen or heard by me. Is it okay if I tell you now? Yeah, sure. During the Kane fight, Marie recorded part of your argument, and she sent it to me. Okay, that's a little strange here. Why would there be this kind of, I don't know, it just seems like everyone involved with like I don't know the full context, the full lore between the feud between Dick and Maddox, but on both sides of that feud, everyone just seems like a backstabber that does weird shit like that. That goes out of their way to fuck with each other. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, continue where I left off. It was about a minute long. I feel like you should know that she might be doing those kinds of things to you. The clip she chose to send me, you said some things to her that you probably wouldn't be proud of, and I'm certain you wouldn't have wanted me to know. I shouldn't have listened to it, but she was saying so to it. But she was saying so many fucked up things about you that you were impossible for me to believe. None of it made sense. But even in that moment, I could tell you in your voice that there was more than what was there on that recording. You told her to shut up and said she was an idiot. But in your voice I heard, why are you doing this to me? I believed then that what was on that tape was not you. I believe it even more now, and I haven't wanted to tell you because I know it will be hard to trust that my opinion of you wasn't formed at all by that. It's probably been one of the hardest things, because it's just another thing where I have to choose who to betray. Frowny face. Jeez. When I was in the truck in... I cannot pronounce anything that is not in like rudimentary English. I apologize. So I'm going to fuck up the pronouncing of this. But I believe it's Ojai. When I was in the truck in Ojai, she kept talking, repeating the same thing over and over until I snapped and yelled the same thing. Just stop talking, stop, etc. Then I took a walk and I felt so bad for you. I realized how much I just wanted to keep you warm. So I went in the tent. It's different, but I don't know. I feel dizzy. Felt dizzy. That's kind of a weird thing to be saying there. I'm so sorry. I knew it would hurt you, and there hasn't been a very good time to say it. Yeah, I guess not. Fuck, man. Thanks for telling me. Now, it's really weird here is that he has to, like, walk back what he said in the recording and not just own it. And he has to feel dizzy and walk back. This is just more pathetic groveling. And again, why is this woman so worth it? It's not something that's really talked about later on, and we'll be getting into that. All right, so her next commentary is talking about the way Marie was before, convincing me that Dax was a monster. The argument where she called me to tell me that he broke up with her apparently started with Kane telling Dax, excuse me for one quick moment. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to take care of a couple of woofs. All right, back to where. All right, so where was I? All right, this is Marie's take here. Talking about the way Marie was before, convincing me that Dax was a monster. The argument where she called me to tell me that he broke up with her apparently started with Kane telling Dax he was going to try to sleep with me, and he got mad. I didn't know that part, why the argument started, until later. Marie told me a lot of very awful and some very shocking things about him before I even met either of them. And also, Dax talking about Marie being crazy. They were both always trying to convince me that the other one was crazy. Because she made it, and this is Jamie speaking, because she made it all sound like your fault. You were the mean one, Dick responds. I wasn't even that drunk. Another discrepancy. Look, I'm possessed of you, yeah, but I'm way more worried about having to lie to a horny lawyer who knows when people are lying. I'm very confused by this comment. I don't know what the context of this is. Who's the horny lawyer, and what is it? What is this? I don't know what the answer to this is, but I want to know who Dick is referring to and why refer to him as a horny lawyer. But anyway. No, I totally get it. I totally understand the fight now. I did immediately when you told me the reason for it weeks ago. I could tell. I probably looked pissed. No, you haven't explained me this face. I'm waiting. Well, that is what we call looking pissed, but okay. I do remember saying, I didn't know that part. I don't think it's her fault. She doesn't remember things right, but still, ... Many choices were made. That's one of the more tragic things. How she really remembers things the wrong way. I know, frowny face. We don't have to dwell on it, but I had to get off my chest, and had to make sure you knew that. It's so sad. My heart breaks for her, and I'm also angry, and I hate the position she put you in. But don't respond to this. I think deep down she just wanted us to be together. And she knows she needs help. Frowny face. Yeah. Okay. I need about 10 more drinks now. My eyes hurt. Why do your eyes hurt? And I'll make a drink too. I've been sitting in my bed and didn't make mine. I don't know, son. Drying out from stress. Oh man, this is so cringy. I'll feel really bad if that drives you to drink a lot today. So he's so upset over his failing relationship woes and his inability to maintain a woman that he's resorting to getting extremely stressed out and drinking. Not very Chad of him, I have to say. And then she says, in her commentary, Dax talking about worshiping me. Ha ha ha, it was great. I just wanted to make you feel like you could say and be anything and I would worship it. And not hide at all how happy and eager I was to please you. I don't know, guys. I mean, that sounds... Oh my gosh, that's such a stupid thing to say. Like, that's as bad as saying I worship the ground that she walks upon. It's so cringy. Then she adds more commentary. My sexual value is astronomical. And then Dick says, I'm probably speaking from a bit of privilege. People drink and do drugs and have sex. You are. It's just that your sexual value is astronomical. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting people confused. I'm getting my voices mixed up. She says, I'm probably speaking from a bit of privilege here. People drink and do drugs and have sex. You are. It's just that your sexual value is astronomical compared to everyone else, and you know it, I think. And you have such a sensitive heart. You can self-medicate and turn everything in. But that core in you is beautiful and golden and glowing, and all the time, it would destroy it. And you know that. I do know that. All of that. It's weird. Sometimes you say things that I know about myself, but I've never thought about specifically. Oh man. Ugh. I don't know if I can continue reading this, but I'm gonna make it to the end, and there's a reason why I'm going through every single message here. Okay, her take is... Dax telling me about how he uses people to get what he wants. This is interesting. because he talks about how immune I am to it. But then, knowing the way my situation with my husband was fucking me up, watching the man I love create a relationship with someone else and not having the ability to say anything about it, he, quote unquote, saved me from him, that abusive man, only to do the same thing to me, except worse, and expected me to continue being the big, strong, brave girl who wasn't fucked around by his antics. What did he expect? Also, if you want to know why I'm doing this, refer to the section about not letting him walk all over me, people. Now that I'm not buried in the bullshit, I'm back to being the person who isn't going to let him do that. And then the text reads with Jamie speaking first. No, I've admitted to you how I was afraid to curse around you because I thought you didn't like it. I'm not above it, I wouldn't say, but I'm at least more capable of thinking past it. Best way I can put that. You understand me, like instantly. Most of the time. And I get annoyed with you, and you don't seem to get hurt by it. Or I hope not. It just goes away. I don't. I think at some point I noticed how you get annoyed by everyone, and it's a very temporary thing, as long as they don't react to it like a beaten dog. LOL. LOL, yeah. It's almost like you want people to have the courage not to let you walk all over them. Of course. But you can't do that without challenging them. And that's how people earn your respect. I can't see the lines anymore, Jamie. You know what? I'm pissed. I didn't get to tell you any good... it's cut off here. Again, I wish this was better put together, but what can you do? What do you mean you can't see the lines? Everything I have is by marching over people, pushing until I get something, and I try to turn it off, but it just doesn't ever go completely off. I need to test to see who you are. I don't hear the words. I don't see the lines people draw and say, this is me. I just see the test. Is that something you regret? Not being able to turn that off? No. Because everyone fucking lies all the time. And they do their lie. They do their little lie and say this is me, and it's not. Okay, good. It sounded a little like you did, but I like that about you. I regret the pain it causes. I mourn the pain it causes, not regret. It's sad. It frightens people, but it's because they are not what are saying. Yes, it does. You're right. You, little lady, have almost never argued. What was the point of this? You don't get hurt. Yeah. I just love you a lot, Jamie. You're right. You, little lady, have almost never argued. What was the point of this? You don't get hurt. Yeah. I just love you a lot, Jamie. You're very special. I don't think I had a point. I just like figuring you out. Yeah, me too. You always pass. And you know I think you're very, very special too. I test, and you always pass. I guess it's a weird way to look at it. I know. Okay, so what this tells me about Dick is that in his real personal life, when the camera's off and he's in his day-to-day things, he's a very insecure person, like extremely insecure. Like, who goes about their day-to-day life having to test every fucking person they meet to test if they're a liar or not? Like, I get it. There are backstabbers out there, and sometimes you want to make sure that the person isn't up to scummy stuff, but like all the time and constantly to your girlfriend, one of your two girlfriends. I mean, this is just insecure. It's pathetic. And then I think we have a few more messages. Dax telling me something about being his mate. Bye, honey. Bye. When you get back, explain to me what you want and what you meant yesterday when you said you wanted to see me in this atavistic way. I didn't know that word, so I looked it up, and I still don't get it. So now I have to know. Look up the second definition. In a way, that's beyond social construct and language and plans. Just that I need you and want you in a primal, unspeaking way, where everything comes from and matters. Ah, okay, I like that. It's so intense. That's mine. No words, anything. That's my mate. Whoa! They need to modify their definition. Definition 2. One is probably biology. I'm glad I asked. Smiley face. Okay, and we are finally done with the infamous simp text. Now, I don't know if you want to call this simping or not. This isn't Chad or alpha-like or dominant like Dick Masterson portrays him to be. This is exactly the same brand of behavior that he calls out people like Maddox, Mundane Matt, Chris Raygun, iDubbbz, etc. And this is some really cringy shit. I mean, admittedly, your mileage may vary as to how funny or not this is. That's fine. But this isn't something that's not funny. People are going to laugh at this and make jokes about it, and as people have. So what's the point of this? Like, this isn't normally type of stuff that I cover in the show. Normally I'm talking about E-Celebs doing stupid stuff. Who cares about any of the stuff involving Dick Masterson? Well, that brings us back to Friday. And Friday was bullshit. I'm going to see why in just a second here. Okay. So, as I showed you before, this whole thing started with Pod Awful tagging Jim, aka Mr. Anti-Bully, with these tweets. He said that the simp texts were from Mundane Matt, and he was making fun of him. You have some replies making some jokes about it. I don't know if these are fans or just people that looked in, but yeah, there's some reaction here. People are showing interest. It's got 51 likes, 21 retweets. So yeah, this is interesting to a lot of people. And then Jim takes a look at it and says, if you're going to try a gotcha, maybe not make it so fucking obvious, like claim it's Mundane Matt when no one else is mentioning it. Liking this response, which makes no sense if it were Mundane Matt, and linking to a subreddit on your timeline that shows it isn't Matt. And yeah, Mediker's right. This is kind of gay of Jesse. I'm not just going to say that Jesse did everything correctly here, but nonetheless, he got his goal. Here he is talking about it. And then they go back and forth. I'm not going to go through the entire Twitter argument because that's boring. And then it turns out that Jesse is live on a Hangouts and he wants Jim to come on. And then Jim says, you just spent the last 10 tweets regaling me with your master plan. You just spent the last 10 tweets regaling me with your master plan at manipulating me into talking about something, and now want me on your live stream, laughing my fat ass off. No. And then Ethan comes along and he says, let's do this on the kill stream instead. Let's see where this is going. And then Jim says, sure. Since you didn't try and puppet master shit like he did and just ask normally. See how that works, Jesse? Yeah, you see the right here? I mean, Jim has a point that, the way he acts was bullshit, but nonetheless, it's more. But what this also sends a message of is you got to kiss the ring in order to go ahead and be in order to be cool with Mediker. You got to kneel down and do a little cocksucking if you want to be cool with Jim and go on streams. Which is funny because Jim used to go on streams all the time and shat on other people for not doing it. Very, very interesting turn of events. What I also find interesting is that when he feels that a situation, normally what he'd do, if he feels a situation is bullshit, he'd do a counter proposal or say, now you come on my stream or something like that. And he doesn't do that. Instead, he just helps Ralph out and gives Ralph more clout. Very little interesting network, if you will. Now, it's not just Jim who went on there. It was also Dick Masterson. He went on too. And Dami Pesos and several other people. In fact, I think there were 8 people plus Jesse that night. And that's relevant, as we'll see as we watch the stream. And before we watch the stream, I think it's very important to note that Ralph, the host of the kill stream, Gator, the co-host of the kill stream, and Mr. Mediker all have a little financial relationship going on with Dick Masterson. So when it comes to their subjective sense of humor of what's funny and isn't funny, how, Millennial Woes sexting someone over with his little God Rod incident, that's funny, that's hilarious. But Dick Masterson being a degenerate, just no dick pics, because, that's the funny part. Everyone wants to see the schlong. That's what makes it funny. That's not funny because, it's subjective. It varies from people to people. I mean, there's no incentive to make fun of one person and not another. That what are you doing? You're seeing things that are not there. You're crazy. But I'm not falling for that. All right. So here's a stream, and I'm going to go over this, and you'll see what happens here, because normally how kill streams work is they do the blood sports thing, where if two people have a feud, or if multiple people have a feud, you can invite the guests on, and you have the guests hash it out. They can argue, they can insult each other, they can debate, they can do whatever. They bring their points up back and forth, both people are allowed to talk and have their say, and then the audience decides who wins. That's usually how this works out. But this one's a little bit different. It's a lot different, as a matter of fact. And we're going to go ahead and see that.
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. How have you been?
Good. I don't know who the fuck
My
this
name
guy
is
is.
Ethan,
Are you
and
bringing
I
him
want to suck Jim's cock.
Oh, Ethan. Wow.
All
A lot of confessions coming out here
Thank you.
tonight.
Wow. Jeff.
right. We'll try this again. How have you been, Jim?
Fine. I'm dealing with I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but apparently he's the master of gay ops today on Twitter.
Yeah, he's. I don't really know him that well either. He called in during the ROTC segments we did, or we did a whole show with him a week or two ago. I know he's not big fans of them. I don't think he's a big fan of Dick either. And I guess, what did he do exactly? He was trying to pass around some fake screen caps or something. I'm not.
Yeah.
Really
So earlier today, he sends me like a tweet with these DMs, and he says, "Hey, have you seen the shit on Monday, Matt? You need to take a look at this." And then literally right below it's a reply, "Oh, Jim doesn't make fun of his friends. You just wait and see the mental gymnastics." And I'm like, well, I'm not friends with fucking Monday Matt. What are you talking about? So I look at this retard's timeline, and he did the same thing to Keemstar. All the DMs are clipped so you can't see the user icon or name. And then I'm looking through, and it links to a subreddit, and then the subreddit has those DMs, and they're not Monday Matt. They're allegedly from Dick Masterson. So he was trying some gay op gotcha where he wanted me to be like, wow, what a faggot. And then he's going to jump in and be like, holy shit, that's Dick. Ooh, what are you going to do now, Jim? Like, I'm not going to make a joke about it. And so he's just been whining like all day. It's like him and a group of people. And then he wants me to come on his little podcast, but it's behind a paywall. Fuck that. If somebody's going to make money off it, it might as well be you.
Now I sent him the link.
Okay, so you hear that. Jim just got on, and he went ahead and put in his 2 cents, which is just poisoning the well, really, and just bring up a bunch of unrelated bullshit. But he covers up his side of the story fairly well. Also, I will say that doing the paywall thing is kind of bullshit. I will agree with him on that particular point, but I'm not really going to be complimenting Jim much on the stream. I think his actions here were pretty cucky, pretty slimy, actually. And we'll be hearing more of that in just a bit.
I think he said he wanted Dick as well. I'll send him the link. But I mean, I guess.
Well, I'm not Dick's keeper, so I
well,
don't know.
yeah, no, exactly. I'm not either. Yeah. He was supposed to come on anyway, but I don't know what this guy is really all about. But he does have the link.
I just want to know why he tried to sue Odd Guy for making fun of him on the internet.
Yeah, now
That's
can
all
you
I
explain
wanna know.
that too? Because I don't even know all the lore.
Oh, my internet is going crazy on me. From what I understand, he tried to sue Easy Peasy because he made fun of him on a video, and he sent a private DM saying he was going to sue him or some shit.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Something like that. Yeah, something such.
Yeah, and then somebody else said that he also tried to sue Encyclopedia Dramatica because there was some thoughts page up there that he was upset she was being made fun of. I don't know. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. So.
All right, so we'll see if we can. I don't know. I mean, it's up to him to show up. He's been calling you out, I guess, all day. You guys been kind of going back and forth. And yeah, he's known to threaten lawsuits and stuff. I guess he's doing a show too. I don't know. Somebody in my DM says he's talking to him as well. We also have the Discord. I think he called in on the Discord. So he did
on the ROTC show. Yes.
Yeah.
He was saying he was live on a Hangout, so he obviously can use Google. It shouldn't take him more than a second to pop in.
Yeah, if you want to pop in, we're ready. Also, we can patch people through the Discord as well, like you called in the last time. So we'll see if he pops in.
I've been calling Jim out.
Hello, Bevel. You've been calling
Jim out. I don't think this is the real Jim. I think, as I've theorized many times before, that Jade got out of her cage and she killed Jim. I don't think this is the real Jim. I think
no, you could.
Okay, so for the record, that's possibly the worst joke I've heard all year. I am so sick of hearing that X is actually secretly X E-celeb is actually secretly Y E-celeb, and Bibble just made the execution of that joke so fucking dumb. Like, at least when you say that Monday Matt is the owner of Kiwi Farms, you're not like outright saying that Monday Matt and Joshua Moon are the same person. At least there's a little bit of subtlety to it. Like, saying that Jim was replaced by Jade, it's just, ugh. Why? Why even go there? But listen to this next bit real closely.
You can tell this is a real Jim because he's the one not showing up for D&D.
Oh.
You fucking nerd.
You fucking cunt, Jim. I hate you. I mortgaged my house for this D&D game. You have to come.
Go
gotta
roll a
pay what
dude or a
you owe.
D20 or whatever queer shit you do in that game. You little elves and wizards and shit. Fucking
You
Christ.
motherfucker.
Don't you have a Lord of the Rings poster to jack off to, Bibble? What are you doing here?
No,
I've already done that. That's why I'm here on the
Oh
show.
God! Oh Gandalf! Oh fucking Gandalf!
Jim, you have to come to the D&D game. I told everyone you'll be there. I'll look like a
I know
fool,
that's
Jim.
what makes it extra funny, not showing up.
God. Oh, God damn it.
Coronavirus.
Okay, so did you hear that? Did you get that? Bibble, you're too much of a fucking nerd. Where the fuck did you get the idea that Jim, another alpha Chad, a real man's man, a tough guy, if you will, where'd you get the idea that he would come on a stream with you and play D&D? Like, what? Are you entitled to that dumb shit? Like, go back to playing your fucking nerd. Oh, wait, what's this?
All right,
Yeah,
now
you'll like it.
Now, Bibble, go ahead.
So, Jim, have you ever
Yep.
played D&D, and would you like to play on my D&D stream on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern?
Oh well, shit. I think it's gonna be sure. I'll show up for your D&D stream. Why not? I mean, what else am I gonna do, Dick? This is an excuse to get away from the woman for a while. Would you like to play nerd shit with us?
I don't know that whole conversation about.
Come on, Dick. Come on. Jim signed up. I didn't expect him to sign up. You have to join us. Come on now.
I'm in.
All
I'm
right.
in, guys.
All right.
Oh
Fuck
shit!
yeah.
Yes, that's gonna be great. All right,
All
we'll talk about what you want to play afterwards, Dick and Jim.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Spend time with loved ones? No, I'll do the D&D.
Well, this is going to be quite the extravaganza because
Yeah.
we have the people we already had, and Ricada's in, Dick's in, and Jim is in as well. So this is going to be fun. All right.
Did you hear that? Jim agreed rather enthusiastically that he would be joining Bibble's D&D stream. So what happened with that? What did Jim do? Well, fast forward to when the day of the D&D stream comes. As you can see, there was 13 minutes of waiting, and Bibble has this announcement.
All right, chat. That's enough of me wasting time trying to get Jim on here. Yep. Bad news first. Jim is actually dead. He wanted to come. He said that he was going to be here, but I did have a little talk with someone very close to him. I'm not naming any names, but she said that he is actually dead now. She said that his last wish on this earth, the very last wish that he had, was to join this game and play in this game. As he was on his deathbed, coofing, because he is a smoker, so he did get the coof.
Okay, so Bibble's like horrible, and I mean terrible sense of humor aside, Bibble, comedy is never, ever, ever going to be your thing. Quit making jokes. Don't force humor. It's worse than if you were to make no jokes at all. Yeah, Jim was a no-show. And what did Jim say to Bibble once Bibble, what did Jim just say to Bibble there? Go eat shit. Even though Jim promised, he said that he would go on. And that wasn't like a spur of the moment thing or something like that. He said multiple times that, yeah, he'd be going that Sunday. He had nothing better to do. But, oh, wait, Jim isn't into, what am I talking about? Jim isn't into nerd shit. Jim's a guy. He's got an ordinary, regular life. He was joking. He was just trolling Bibble. This is nothing that Jim would ever have up his alley. Wait a minute. Wait, what's this? A Ricada Lost stream about Warhammer 40k with Jim here portrayed as the God Emperor. Well, that's really weird. Like, I guess maybe Jim was trolling Ricada. What did he say about Dungeons and Dragons on Ricada's stream? Let's go take a listen to that.
But no, it is a nerd hobby, and in any sort of nerd hobby, you've got, well, it was built by guys, and now that's not okay anymore. You can't have men building these worlds, because men build worlds where men are actually cool, and women are there, but they don't necessarily have all of the same cool jobs as the men, and that is a problem in 2019, and we need to fix it immediately. We need more women getting horrifically maimed and murdered by Tyranids, and chopped up by orcs. And
honestly, it feels like it's more like sponsored events that this is kind of happening at. I cannot recall for the life of me any time that I've been at a hobby shop, whether it was playing Magic or D&D, or even kind of playing around a little bit with Warhammer and stuff like that, where women were really present. It was always some dude's girlfriend. I'll be honest with you. It was you maybe had one or two female players who were actually really into it, and they kind of blended in. But for the most part, it was pretty much a guy thing. And I think it's mostly, especially like in Magic and shit like that, you'll see kind of at tournaments, it's more like kind of PR stuff. But the hobbies themselves, I think, are kind of purely masculine. I haven't seen really anything to contradict that. At least that's my hot take on it.
No, and that's the...
Okay, did you get that? Yeah, Jim is into D&D. He's been to hobby stores. He plays with other guys, and he's had experiences there that he can relate and tell you about. So when he says that this is all nerd shit and just gay and stuff like that, he's just making excuses for the fact that he welched on his commitment and is basically a snake and a liar. That's funny, because I thought Jim was against this kind of shitty behavior. I thought he didn't like snakes and liars, which is why he went after the skeptics. But hey, it's all in good humor, Also, I will say this, Bibble, you should have went ahead and pointed this out yourself, rather than just hoping that the public would remember that themselves. Like, letting yourself be a doormat is its own punishment. All right, let's go back to here, and we're gonna skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to hear about Jim's dumb takes on the coronavirus. I am so sick to death of hearing about the dumb coronavirus. I believe that skip to 1 hour 27:53 for when Jesse shows up. Okay, give me one quick minute.
You should bring him in. I think that's exactly what you should do.
I'll bring him in. Hello, Jesse. Hello.
Hello.
How you
There we
doing?
go, finally.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
All right.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah,
your
he's here.
intro? Act like you've been here before, man. Come on, you pussy.
I just making sure Dick was here.
Beta.
guys.
You a beta.
guys.
All right.
This is the first.
Hey, what's up,
thing.
guys?
Dick, it's been years. You refused to talk
Hi,
to me
what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, guys? Jesse, you discovered a gold mine and you just...
Okay, so Dick wants to immediately, as soon as he gets in, he just says, "Hey guys," very casually. They jump in, and all these different, 4 different people jump in and rip on him for that before anyone can go ahead and talk against each other.
Shit all over it, man. How does it feel? How does it feel to fuck up? How does it feel to Bill Buckner gold?
Will you read your simp texts with me, Dax?
Act it out for us.
Yeah.
I don't want to read. I don't want to read erotic poetry with you, man. I loved it when I said it. I don't need a repeat.
You said it was fun. Read it with me. Will you read your lines and I'll read Jamie's right now for the people so they can hear it? Let them judge. Let them judge for themselves if it's simp or not.
Buddy, it's simp. Simping is simping is when you're defending a woman you don't know. When you're sending erotic.
Wait, let him talk. Let him talk.
Oh my God.
Let him
Yeah,
talk.
Jesse, I understand you're.
Jesse.
I understand you're excited to be in the big leagues for the first time in your
He's
life, for the
drunk
last
for
time in
this
your
one.
life, probably.
Are you drunk like on the roast? Are you going to
All right,
fail?
Jesse, let him speak, or we'll have to.
Jesse, we're trying to do a show. All of us are collectively trying to do a show. Cooperate, and you can get further in your career.
Now, isn't that an interesting comment? Cooperate, and you can get further into your career. Notice that there's no, hey, let's show the text. Hey, you're referring to these texts that he showed? Well, let's see what's up with that. Let's see if this guest that we've invited onto our show has a point. No, they're all going in there. They're dogpiling him. They're arguing that, oh, no, that it's not simping. It's not simping to beg for women to fly out to, it's to be engaged in this kind of behavior where you're just groveling to women, giving them gifts and stuff, try and get laid. It gets worse from here on out.
Just think about that for a minute. It's not all about revenge. Simping is when you get nothing in return. When you're sending sweet, beautiful nothings to a woman that you're plowing on the reg so much that you could measure in leagues how much dick you've put through her. That's not simping, my friend. That's called romance, buddy. There's no need to be ashamed of that.
So iDubbbz was not a simp then? You called him a simp.
No, iDubbbz is a cuck. I mean, I think iDubbbz is a cuck because
you deleted all the tweets, but you were calling him a simp for weeks.
Interesting. That's a good point. Let's see what Dick's response is to that.
He got laid. He got pussy.
It's like talking to a woman the way you interrupt. I delete all my tweets automatically.
I have hairs to split. Dick, go on.
Real quick.
Okay, so they're just going to completely gloss over this point that Dick Masterson was calling out iDubbbz for being a simp. And apparently also, he deletes his tweets, so you can't even go back and check on it. He doesn't deny the fact that this was said. What he says is that, I deleted those tweets, essentially. Now, I couldn't find him, I couldn't find out where Dick Masterson explicitly called iDubbbz a simp, but he did call him out for simp-like behavior. Here's an example of this. He's responding to this tweet here. Maybe I'm a cuck and don't know it, but I don't get it. What's wrong with someone's girlfriend making money off of her naked pictures, unless it's pictures of her getting stuffed by some other guy? I don't get what's bad about it. What am I missing? Now, for context here, iDubbbz is called a simp, a cuck, all these other things because he was engaging in shameful behavior because his girlfriend was a whore or became a whore at some point. And he was like, yeah, that's okay, guys. There's nothing wrong with this. It's okay for my girlfriend to show herself and stuff things in front of a live audience, even though this is gross and socially unacceptable behavior. And here's Dick Masterson saying, I'm okay with my girlfriend having 500 male friends at the same time who pay her to make them come. Here's another example. GamesNosh says, so many people missing the point why this is beginning of the end for Ian. He got his E-fame by being a fake take-no-shit edgelord who calls out drama whores and skanks and is now making a 10-minute video being defensive, attacking his fans. It's Maddox, Bunty, Jarbo all over again. I can't imagine dating a girl guys beat off to. I cannot imagine making a 10-minute video talking about how much I love them doing it. At iDubbbz. This one here. Quartering says, imagine paying for an aggressively average-looking woman with fake boobs, non-nudes. Her customer list should be exploited for medical testing. Would iDubbbz be okay with his girlfriend flirting with a guy at a bar to get a free drink? This one here. Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions says, iDubbbz is a cuck for not making his girlfriend walk at least 3 feet behind him at all times. Angry face. He can't even make her wear a shirt. But apparently, iDubbbz can just point to Dick Master and say, hey, all the cringing simpy shit that you did with that woman, the stuff we read through, the groveling, the making himself out to be a beta, making up bullshit lies about being dizzy and having headaches for dumb behavior he's engaged in, going ahead, taking up Maddox's sloppy seconds, and trying to get into another broken and failed relationship to a married woman. Oh, I got laid, guys. It's okay. let's continue listening.
Quick, that delay,
go ahead,
interrupting might be because that there's a delay with Discord and the thing. Pod guy or whatever, do you want to hop into the Hangouts instead?
Hop into the Hangouts for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we sent you the Hangout link.
That way,
Give him a fair
you won't
shot.
interrupt each other.
Ralph, can you send me the?
Yeah, I sent it to Pod. Pod Awful. You have the link in your DMs, but I'll send it to you too.
You have to calm down,
Yeah,
Jesse. Calm down first, though.
Delay.
Take a breather. Do some mindfulness exercises.
Yeah, that'd be good. So, are you gonna come in on the Hangout or?
Side note here: this whole Hangout thing is bullshit. If you're gonna do that, don't. The stupid Hangouts and Discord thing has caused so many problems over the years that I don't get why Ralph, who has half a brain at least, can't just have all the guests move into the Hangout or have all the guests move into Discord. And frankly, the only reason why this setup exists is because Ralph is just sucking Jim's cock. If you want Jim on your show, just make him get a Discord account. I'm not buying his bullshit excuses like, oh, there's a lot of gay ops on Discord. There's gay ops all over the internet. Oh, Discord tracks your information. Every website that Jim uses, including Google, Twitter, Patreon, etc., tracks your information. Like, these are just dumb boomer excuses that make no sense, and nobody calls him on it. Why? It's so dumb. Just get a Discord account. If you don't like Discord, delete it the moment you're done with it. It's that simple. Why does this show that you keep on going on to have to acquiesce to his lordship's demands? It's dumb, it's cringy, and Ralph should be ashamed of himself for not putting his foot down on this. Because Jim doesn't do streams anymore. Ralph does streams at least. It's shit streams, but he does content on a regular basis. He has more to speak here than Jim does because, as we'll get to later, Jim no longer makes content.
Yeah, I'm grabbing that now.
Okay. So
Bring your A game. Make me feel something, buddy. Come on.
Oola Girl 86. You feel anything yet?
No. What is that?
No? You're.
Just wait till you
no.
get into the fucking Hangout. Jesus Christ! Just stop.
This Hangout link you
Oola
gave me.
Girl
doesn't work.
86. What the fuck is that?
Okay.
Oh, you know what that is, Dick. You know
What is it? What is
Okay,
it?
just
Say,
wait.
Speak with clarity. Speak with clarity.
tell
Okay,
you.
there it
Say
is.
what the
Wait,
joke
wait,
is.
wait.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's somebody else coming into the Hangout. Oh,
I'm honestly
my
trying to
God.
join. I'm trying to join
joining.
the Hangout. It's not working for me. Listen, I was just on a Hangout. I don't know
Hey,
why
hey,
it's not
figure it out. Maybe call the Geek Squad. They'll come over and figure it out. Maybe they can find some comedy in your podcast.
You must have. You sound like you've been having a great day, Dick. A really good day. Listen, I'll explain
Yes,
the.
I'm
Hulu Girl
drunk.
thing.
I'm drunk. Hey, asshole. I'm drunk. That's what I do on Friday night. I don't hump my parents' trust fund and pretend I have a comedy show in the basement of some shithole New York apartment that is
I don't
named with a
live in New
letter
York.
and not a number.
I don't live in New York. I don't know where
I'm
you're getting
drunk
this
as
idea.
shit. I had a
I don't have
great
a-
day. What do you have? What do you have
don't
for
have-
us? Do you have
don't have a
comedy
truck.
for us, Jesse? Or do you have nothing like usual?
See, this is the thing that Dick Masterson does. All he does is yell and lob insults rather than just actually address what the other person's saying. And as we'll see, all the other co-hosts do is just back him up. It's really pathetic.
Oh, are you a rage right now? Oh, this is your one bit. Yelling is funny. Loud is funny. You're fucking Asterios, man. Why'd you get mad at Asterios when he leaked this information? If this was so cool and so awesome and so alpha of you, you were so fucking pissed at him, you stopped being friends with him forever. You're best friends no more because Asterios told people about your simp shit with Jamie. Jamie and 80s girl. You acted like it was a throuple. It wasn't. You were trying to balance between your BPD girlfriend, 80s girl, and I'm going to be kind and call her 80s girl so you don't use her as a fucking human meat shield like you normally do. But 80s girl, Maddox's ex-girlfriend who you still felch, 80s girl who you need for your entire brand, for the whole cuck thing to even work for you. You were trying to go back and forth between BPD Barbie there and, of course, Jamie, who you flew all the way to Texas. You're Dick Masterson. You could have anybody in the world. You fly all the way to Texas to meet a woman who's in a failing marriage and try to convince her that she will be yours forever. It wasn't about pussy. You wanted a relationship. So I'll explain the
Am I being accused of being the biggest Chad in the world?
Okay, we'll get into his response in a moment here, but this is the biggest point that this is actually the second biggest one. There's one point that Jesse brings up that's even more pertinent, which I'll be going into detail about. But as far as the simp stuff goes, if this is all cool, if Maddox is a big Chad, if this is just a nothing burger, why did he burn his friendship with the Ariosis guy, or however you pronounce his name? Those two were big chummy friends during the whole Maddox debacle, the biggest lol suit in the universe thing. And then after these texts come out, oh, look at that. I'm no longer friends with you because this is some really bad shit. This never gets addressed.
World right now? What are you accusing me of? Jesse, if you flexed a little bit, you could have what I had. Don't be jealous. I mean, what are you accusing me of?
I'm married.
Are you?
Yeah, she was married, Dick.
What are you?
It's immoral.
She was married. Oh no.
Dick,
Somebody help
him.
him.
Oh, Dick, you're a bad man, Dick Masterson. You're a bad man.
I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man.
You're a bad man.
I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. Guys, I do drugs too. I don't know if you heard. God, please, God, forgive me, for I have violated many of your covenants, and I'm confessing to you right now. Here, please, God. Jesse, what is your? I mean, honestly, you had comedy gold on your hands, but you take this like weird puritanical stance. Like you're trying to bust me. Jesus Christ.
Spoiler alert, they're not going to bother reading the text at any point on air during this stream. But more importantly, listen to Dick's excuse. Oh, it's so what? So what if I'm violating someone's marriage? So what if I'm a home wrecker? It doesn't matter. Oh, and I heard a little bit of Christian bashing thrown in. Now, if this sounds familiar, if this is at all rings a bell, let's see. Hopefully I have it up. Yes, this one. Let's take a listen to iDubbbz's response to the allegations. We're not going to play the whole thing because he gets autistic in the last 5 minutes. First 4 minutes, though, are worth paying attention to, as a little reminder.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains. This is a very special episode where I get to tackle 2 topics that I've recently become very passionate about. That is a section of my audience who thinks they know me, and my opinion on sex work. You can sort of see where these two will collide. For those of you who are unaware of the drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn. Anything from double penetration all the way over to lewd cosplay and everything in between. And I think all of it is cool. Yeah, I know. I didn't think it would be a controversial opinion either. A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. You lied to us. First of all, I'm not your fucking dad. Like, if you don't want to look up to me anymore, that's fine. I don't want you to look up to me. First up, we got Edward. He probably got told by a lot of people that he looks like iDubbbz. And he really liked that because iDubbbz was cool. But now that iDubbbz is a simp, now he's gonna go in full baby Wawa mode. No, shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. You don't get to ha-ha funny yourself out of this one. You're a simp. You act all edgy and cool on YouTube and then go and film your girlfriend shoving anal beads up her ass for OnlyFans afterwards? Fuck you. You lied to everyone. You ruined my life. Oh, looks like I did something a little too edgy. Edward, I don't know where you got the idea that I was cool. Do you think it was cool when I was playing with anal beads? It's cool when I play with anal beads. Do you think it was cool when I was running around in an oversized cop outfit? That was cool to you. It's because he's a hypocrite. He makes content cop and targets people, but he himself have girlfriend whoring herself, and he does nothing about it. What am I gonna do? Do you think I should just take a shotgun to her head? No, bitch. It's time to die now. No, iDubbbz, you should break up with her. But I'm cool with it. You do realize there are guys out there in private right now jacking off to your girlfriend. But I guess it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not a problem. You think these fucking retards would actually do a smidgen of research? Because, like, I did it, and I found the potential hypocrisies in what I say in the past, and it's pretty fucking consistent. The funding for the slut shirt is actually very, very low. Skanktown, USA, softcore porn all over the walls. Pretty nice, huh? You know, like, I'm not saying that women should be sexualized or shouldn't be. I'm just saying that there is the market for it, so it makes sense that they would do it. I would say skank and slut, but never was that part of my argument. It's just flavor. It's just flavor. Like, in the future, I'll probably say slut and skank again. I don't know why everyone thinks that, like, I made a stand. I stood on top of a hill, and I proclaimed to all my loyal Christian followers, no porn shall ever cross my screen. No woman that I date shall ever lower her standards to the point of being half naked. Let me have my hope, all right? I want to believe he's too intelligent for this. Intelligence has nothing to do with it, but I will say this. If you want to retain hope that I'm intelligent, this is the most intelligent thing I've probably ever done, is revealing this side of me, that I'm okay with sex workers and girls being slutty. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever. And the sooner you realize that for yourself, the better.
Okay. So this isn't a one-to-one equal equivalency here between the response that Dick Masterson gave and the response that iDubbbz gave. But here's the funny thing about that. iDubbbz just comes out and says, yeah, I'm pro-degeneracy. I think that Christianity is silly and worth mocking. I'm cool with people doing whatever the fuck they want. Dick Masterson wants to go ahead and appeal to the Zoomers out there and the millennials that are not into this degenerate stuff, that think it's gross and disgusting, who would rather people go back to normalcy, because he's never going to appeal to the Tumblerinas out there, tell you that. But he wants to say that his own polyamorous shit, his own taking up other women that are just they're skanks and whores and do a bunch of crack and stuff. And he wants to say that's cool, that's okay, while trying to appeal to a right-wing audience. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that if you want to appeal to right-wingers, if you want to appeal to conservatives, you have to practice what you teach or preach. You can't just go out there and say it's cool for you to be debasing yourself, acting less of a man, and go and dating women who are whores, doing crack, and all this other shit, and saying that's all right, and that's all right for you to have multiple partners while you're already in a relationship and while the other person is married. But fuck all that. It's really that's Dick Masterson. He slayed Jesse. Jesse got owned. He got burned. He called him a woman multiple times. That's the real point here.
I can't get a word in. It's like arguing with a woman. And believe me, guys.
Yes, one at a time, gentlemen. One at a time. Now.
I know what it feels like to argue with a woman because I argue with plenty of them. If you've read the text.
All right.
No, you argue two. You argue with two, the girl that you broke up with so you could be with Jamie, and then you went back to her because Jamie was tired of your stupid bullshit.
Now, can I ask you why do you care about this though? Like, what is the thing here? Like,
well, Ralph, why do you care about Kraut using nipple plants? Why do you care about JF putting his dick in a potato? Why do you care about Mundane Matt and his girlfriend's daughter? This is what you do. It's a tabloid show. You talk about cringy, embarrassing, stupid things that people do, and you do it for money. But as it turns out, there's people who are special, who get special little protections. And I'm going to go into a little more detail about that later on.
But I just want to.
80s girl, by the way, badly wants to be married and have kids, and you won't ever.
But
give
who
her
cares?
That.
Why would we care about that?
Woman. That's a woman. They all want to be married and have kids. Are you fucking kidding? I'm rich and famous.
Why do you care about his relationship?
You hear that, guys? Building a family, making society better, going ahead, actually having children and carrying on your genes to the next generation. So that way you have an impact in this world. It's just not the material wealth and fortune that you collect. That's bullshit. All you have to do is get fucked up on coke and make money. That's it. Great message there.
Why do you care?
I don't. The only thing I care about
you are
is
the simp here. You are the simp here, you long-haired representative of the queer community. You're the one repping some jilted bitch.
The long-haired queer representative of the community. What is he? Does he realize? Does he not look in a mirror? Hold on a minute. Does that seem a bit of a weird one for Dick Masterson to be saying here? I mean, just look at that ponytail he's got. Look at that like goofy looking face and awkward expression. Like, this guy is cringe to look at. He can't be calling people out for having long hair when he himself has long flowing hair right now. All right, let's go back.
Put your hair.
Are you kidding me?
Bald spot again, you idiot! You have long hair. What are you talking about? Do you actually picture yourself as the old Dick Masterson with the fucking aviators on all the time?
Do I picture myself as 27? I was more famous at 27 than you'll ever be in your whole life, motherfucker. That's why you're here chirping at me.
And then what happened? You had to ride Maddox all the way back to being famous. It went nowhere for you.
If I could ride you and make $1 off of it, I would. But you're just...
If I could ride you and make $1 off of it, I would. Isn't Dick Masterson always calling out bankers and quote-unquote merchants for screwing him over? Gee, it just seems like that, yeah, I guess you got something in common there. I guess they're not doing anything wrong then when they're making money. It's all capitalism, guys.
Nobody, man. I mean, I don't know what your problem is. You fucked up.
That's what I honestly don't get either. Why are you mad at Dick? Can you explain? Because not everybody here fucking understands, including me. So why the fuck don't you tell us?
Mostly, I just want to read his gay text with him, but I can explain that, sure. Dick, would you be willing to read your gay text?
Just tell us what the fuck's going on, because not everybody knows what's going on.
I'll write you a better text right now.
Protect him. You might not be able to keep your new project.
I don't think you guys understand. I'm the most romantic man in the world.
Okay, Dick. Look, buddy. I mean, we read the texts. No, you're not the most romantic man in the world. What are you talking about?
I'm perhaps the world's greatest lover. I'll write you text right now that'll make all of you gay.
Hey,
but
Dick,
I won't do it.
Hey,
yes,
Dick.
Jesse.
Hey, Dick.
What?
Can you read your test? Can you make fun of yourself?
Is this the Dr. Phil voice? Hey, let me get real serious with you guys.
Also, I have to say, out of all the people I've interrupted during this show, Dame Pesos is just the worst. He just keeps on coming in with his dumb laughter and his dumb little jabs and stuff like that. They all do it, but Dame Pesos just keeps on doing it. And it's a shame because I actually like Dame Pesos' channel. I like his content. But, like, when he gets on these streams, he just acts like a jackass, and it's not even funny. Why does he even do it? Like, just focus on making videos about Cenk Uygur, because I could watch those all day, to be honest.
For a second, what?
Man, fucking rest on those laurels. All right, so remember when you made New Project 2, did it ever occur to you you had spent some time telling your audience it's a good thing to report people to sponsors and Patreon for saying the N-word, a thing you now use as a way to say that people should sign up for New Project 2 because guys like Ethan wouldn't be able to say the N-word anymore on the internet and still be able to make money.
That's not something I do on the radio.
Wait, buddy.
And you said you did it.
Your profile is actually the N-word. Don't act like you give a fuck what I say on the internet, you disingenuous fucker.
That's my fucking point.
Yeah,
it's
you're
Dick
a fucking. So what?
Dick
you don't care. Shut up.
His audience
and you won't tell us why you're butthurt at Dick Masterson. You sound like an obsessive.
Wait a minute. What's he talking about there? It's really, really weird, isn't it? Well, that was a big accusation. What's he mean that Dick Masterson was telling his fans to go after sponsors and stuff? Is there any truth to that? Well, as it turns out, let's just put up some things to put things in proper context. Now, the whole point of him bringing that up is that it's cool to use the N-word. It's cool to use slurs and get paid for it. You don't have to be demonetized. You don't have to, send self-censorship. That's for liberals and leftists and I guess the banks and merchants of the world. In fact, let's hear Dick explain what New Project 2 is all about.
Let's do it that way. That's more conducive to the rage. I was having a great day. I had a great night last night down in West Hollywood for the big Halloween parade, staring at tits whenever my girlfriend wasn't looking.
Nice.
And I wake up to see that Chase has very unceremoniously canceled my merchant services account, which I was using to power the Patreon alternative that I built for the band. After Sargon got banned stupidly for a stupid reason, Soph got banned too. I don't think anyone's not aware of how many people are getting deplatformed from these services. So last Christmas, I holed up in my nerd room with a bunch of IPAs and I cranked out an alternative, like as simple as possible. Just let creators get paid by their fans. I think freedom of economy is more important than freedom of speech. So freedom to pay people, pay who you want to pay is pretty fucking important. So I built it thinking, well, it's done. We'll have this forever. There's no way the banks care about people making too many fat jokes or using the F slur or drop. What does a bank care about the N-word? They take your fucking house, right?
Yeah.
Banks don't care about this shit. They're the guys kicking you onto the street. That's actually offensive.
And obviously they've kicked some.
Okay, so you hear that? The whole point of making New Project 2 was so that way you could have the freedom to fund whatever kind of content you want. Doesn't matter if you use quote-unquote the F slur or quote-unquote the N-word. But it seems to be a bit of a weird thing. Sing a little bit of a different tune from the incident that Jesse's talking about. Because when he accused Dick Masterson of telling his fans to go after a sponsorship like that, he wasn't lying. Let's take a listen to this.
A representative, we'll call him a host for Mad Cucks, or for...
Oh, and of course, for context's sake, this is a Dick Show episode 32, and I have the clips that were taken from in the video here. I'll also be making this little video I cooked together public after the stream is over.
For Madcast Media. I get the two mixed up all the time now. I can't even say Maddox anymore. I just say Mad Cucks. Called Denzel the N-word. Not as a joke, not in any way to be funny, not even attempting to be funny. Just to be mean. And it really pissed me off because that's what happens to people who try to get involved in this show. Maddox and Rucka and all the assholes involved with Madcast Media just try to spoil the good time so that they no longer want to be a part of the show. And that's how the real world works. Like, you threaten and harass people enough, and they don't want to do it anymore. Tim Chang doesn't want to do this show because of that kind of shit. Robin Higgins, who's very funny, just doesn't want to be involved in the drama. And it's like, well, yeah, I understand, because when you got little assholes chirping at you at the behest of Maddox, and supported by, in my opinion, Rucka supports all of it because he has a bigger social reach than Maddox. And I think the only reason Rucka is on that show is to support that dying show. Like, if it was just Maddox, the best debate show, or whatever stupid name he's calling it, would be over overnight. Because that guy is personality poison. Like, Maddox is as interesting in person and on the radio as a fucking foot. He sits in his house playing video games all day with a circle of toads around him, like Mike Gams, Brian Cooperman, all these fucking pricks that are just getting told yes all day. There is nothing interesting that except that show, the best debate. And I'll tell you this, when the biggest problem ended, part of me was relieved that it ended before people realized the premise of the show is a normal guy making fun of someone who has developmental disabilities. Like, that's the biggest debate show, is Rucka, who is a normal guy, making fun of Maddox, who has, I think, mental disabilities. Like, I'm not going to say he's retarded, but I think tests are made that he would fail and that they would identify what's wrong with him. That's what I'm saying. And that's the show. And at some point, when enough people realize that that's the premise of the show, it's going to not be fun anymore. Like, it's fun when it's two regular guys busting chops, but then it's like I forget what season of the Celebrity Apprentice it was, but at some point, I think everybody, Trump included, realized that Gary Busey's had something wrong with his brain.
Oh, he does.
Of that. Yeah, and it was funny.
He was weird before the motorcycle crash.
But he was weird in like a funny way. And then he crashed his motorcycle and you could see that like a piece of his brain that made it work was removed.
Yeah.
And people making fun of him is like, it's not funny anymore.
But I think he's aware that...
Okay, I think you got enough context from the first clip. The main takeaway from that was the part where Maddox complained at the very beginning of that a representative from Maddox's show, no, he won't say his name, which will be relevant later on. He said the N-word in a non-joking way, in a way to be mean and hostile, and Dick classified this as harassment. So let's actually listen to that clip, because Dick Masterson isn't playing it for you. Let me just go find it. Give me one moment. I had to switch to a different browser because it's behind an age gate, and I'm not going to be bothered to create a sock account just for the stream. All right, so let's listen to that for the context, and it's relevant.
I nicknamed myself AIDS Jesus. I thought that would be obvious. I thought it would be like, oh, okay, well then this is Jesse. They didn't realize it was me forever. And then finally it got so boring. You know that guy Denzel who's on their show?
Yeah, he's one of the black guys.
Yeah, that fucking nigger.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm sure Denzel's a nice guy, but he's a very boring guy, and he definitely should not be doing a podcast. It was very sad what I found in there. You know how he's announced he's got a podcast coming up, and they're now all excited because now it's like Dick has a network.
Yeah, I heard something sort of along those lines. Yeah.
This black guy on the show, Denzel, he went on there. He did this terrible bit where he claimed he could write a movie no problem in like a day or something. And then
I remember that.
It took him like what 4 months, and then it was shit. He had way longer to do it, and he still fucked up. It's a terrible bit, not funny at all, not a single laugh. And this guy, he decides he's going to start a podcast. He's a fine enough guest, but the bit he did was so bad.
Okay, I don't know who made the video with all the text on screen. I'm not agreeing with that. That's just someone else's doing. But if you listen to it, it's clearly a joke. It's not a very good joke. It's not a very nice joke. But it's still in the context of comedy, and Dick's saying it's not. And that's going to be relevant later on. So let me switch browsers again, real quick. Again, I apologize for all these technical issues. It has been a while since I last did a stream, and I'm just glad that I'm able to get this far. All right. And let's keep on listening here.
He's not,
But it's still not funny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of at the point where he got kicked off the show. It's like, oh, we gotta... I blame these fucking guys for creating an environment where this happens. It really fucking pisses me off. They did the same thing to Asterios. They keep hitting people in a way that you can't hit back.
Well,
it drives me fucking crazy. Go ahead.
Most normal people, you've brought this up before. See, I never worry about you because, like you said, you're built for this.
Yeah.
You have been this way ever since I've known you.
Yeah.
And most people are not. So when people get hit over and over and over again, everybody's like, well, I got my fucking regular life to deal with. I got my day job. I got this. It's only detracting from my life. I don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to deal with it because it's all negative and there really isn't any positive.
That's
anymore.
what bugs me about Denzel, because he's like a real nice fucking guy.
Oh,
He's
Denzel's
a friend
great.
of mine. He comes all the way from San Diego to do the show. He writes scripts. Like, I want it to be fun. I don't want Madcast Media treating him like shit. And people for some fucking reason, there is a debate over the role of the N-word in all this. And my whole point is the word doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. It's that someone tried to hurt him using that word. That's the fucking point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not magic what happened. It's not difficult to understand. It's just that a massive line was crossed. And I think it's fucking bullshit. And especially the way Maddox defends it is saying, well, it was for publicity and I'm sorry that you got roped into it. But this is all in private, of course. Fucking nothing happens in public. Because nobody wants to, because it's the fucking dog whistle thing. Like, right, Maddox already looks like the biggest pussy on the internet. To come out and say, and actually take a stand for saying, look, this is fucking wrong and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I created an environment where this is okay. And Rucka's just as fucking guilty for keeping that show one sea hair out of the dumpster fire. If there's one benefactor who's keeping that fucking podcast and that complete joke of a network out of total insolvency, it's Rucka's social profile, so he's fucking guilty. But, as I said before...
Well, the publicity thing, though.
What about it?
They said it was for publicity. Of course, I show
Oh,
up
that's
not knowing any of
Maddox's
this.
explanation. Well, I don't want to get into it because I don't,
But publicity, though, to me, just hearing that just now would indicate that Denzel was in on it. If you're doing something for publicity...
Which
I assume he was not.
Of course not. It's some fucking asshole on Maddox's network doing it. That's what it is. And it's this crazy concerted effort to try to fuck with me and anybody who's around me. You saw what happened to Asterios. Just because he was going to be on the show, Maddox instantly starts with the bullshit. Oh, he did something he's a bad guy. He's a bad friend. He hurt my fucking woman. He hurt my trade show model. He did something I don't even want to say because it would make you respect him less. He's such a manipulative cocksucker about it. So I thought I would add to a goss tale that I've already told from bonus episode 6. Everybody, Patreons know this, but everybody doesn't know this story.
Okay, I'm not gonna if you want to hear about Maddox's, about the hot goss on Maddox, then you can go listen to the episode itself. I really don't care about that at this moment. However, what's important to note here is that he's going after not just Jesse, but also he's going after everyone in that network. He's demanding that Maddox apologizes for the comment. He's insisting that not only is it Jesse's fault he said this bad thing and that he should have never ever said it was done in a mean way. This is crossing a line. Not only that, but everyone involved around him who facilitates this, creating this culture of quote-unquote harassment and all this other stuff, is all guilty. And that's going to be relevant later.
Minutes later.
So Don Chaco, who's on the phone... He let me see if I got this right, Don. You heard the exchange. You heard the horrible exchange on Maddox's Madcast Media Network, supported by Maddox and Rucka Ali. You heard the exchange. You questioned Maddox about it on Twitter, and his response, you said, "Hey, did someone maliciously drop the N-bomb against one of Dick's friends?" And you said, I think that your sponsors would want to know what kind of shit they're supporting.
Was this on the podcast?
No, this was on his network, but it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who said it. It was part of the network.
Oh, okay.
It was on his network.
It's on his network. So what was Maddox's immediate response to you saying, "Hey, dude, did this just happen on your platform? What was his immediate response?
I've got the tweet right in front of me. Okay,
Go ahead,
so
read
basically,
it.
Yeah, okay. So this is the dickish part of me. I tagged Kendall and Hyde on it. So
It's
I
not
put
dickish.
At Kendall Hyde. Oh boy, did I just see a video of a podcaster you sponsor through the network of Maddox Rules dropping an N-bomb today?
Which you did.
I
Yeah.
did.
And what did he
And
say?
He wrote back. Okay, so he wrote back. He goes, "Hey, at Patreon, user at Real Joel Chaco thinks it's cool to harass people online and go after their livelihood." So he was trying.
Wait,
to
you
go after
gotta
the
say it
Patreon
again,
for
but you gotta say it in the voice. You gotta say it in the Mad Cucks voice.
Oh, I have to do it as Mad Cucks?
Yeah, you
All
have to
right.
do it as Mad Cucks.
Hey, at Patreon, user at Real Joel Chaco thinks it's cool to harass people online and go after their livelihoods.
Right to mommy and daddy. So
Well, that's the thing is.
Don Chaco brings up a pretty fucking legitimate complaint. Like, I want to clear something up because I created the term job lynch mob and it's gotten out of control where now it's a job lynch mob if you report like a waitress for doing a bad job. It's like, no, that's her fucking job. A job. Let me be as clear as fucking mud here. A job lynch mob is when you have an offensive opinion that people try to silence by fucking with your job.
Yeah.
It's you walking around having thoughts and opinions that don't affect anybody. And then people try to silence you by taking your job. A job lynch mob is not telling sponsors that you disagree with the content of their sponsorship. That's called capitalism. A job lynch mob is not responding in kind when someone fucks with you and your friends. Then it's anything fucking goes. The second somebody fucks with you, you cannot respond strong enough because they went from 0 to 1. You can never go 0 to enough to raise the stakes that much. I just want to be fucking clear what a job lynch mob is. It's opinions. Go ahead.
They came after me. Like, so his host is this host on the network who I won't bother mentioning. Him and his
It doesn't
minions
matter.
came
It's
after
the
me.
network. It's the fucking network is responsible for this and the people involved.
Now, I'd like to take a pause here. Dick Masterson is trying to make a case, which is a really bad one if he's a free speech absolutist or a free speech supporter in this day and age of any stripe, that you of separating like, oh, well, we're not going after him for opinions. We're going after him for the obscenity he uses or the way he said it or how he used it. That's the problem, which is a really stupid argument because if you're a free speech absolutist, you can't make exceptions. It doesn't work like that. Either everything's on the table or nothing is. In fact, if you are a free speech advocate and you think that like things like obscenities or mean words and stuff like that are deserving of consequences, like losing your job sponsorship or something like that, you can't call yourself a free speech supporter. Like, you just can't. So this doesn't make... The logic here is very ad hoc and very selective and very hypocritical, as we'll see.
First of all, like, I mean, if all of a sudden you got a show that you like and one of the, or let's say there's a show that you don't like, and one of the sponsors is, say, Crest toothpaste, which apparently Asterios resembles, they would end up going after, like, if you want to go after the show, you go after their sponsors. That's just how it works. And then the show has to refine itself. Like, I mean, there's a whole different thing. If I called up like the telemarketers that used to hire Maddox and then called them and said, he said bad words to me, fire him. That's a job.
It's not remotely the same. It is not a job lynch mob is if somebody has an opinion. They're walking around thinking, oh, marriage should only be between a man and a woman. Oh, marriage should be man versus man. You don't hurt them for having a fucking opinion. That's the point. It's a fucking opinion. It's not somebody trying to fuck with you. If somebody comes over to your house and writes, "Hey, asshole" on it, do whatever the fuck you want to them. Because do is the most that you can do under the law. That's why the law is there. Get them fight, whatever. Stop at fucking nothing because they fucked with you first. It has nothing to do with silencing opinion. Go ahead.
There's a bit.
I'm just going to point this out here. If this is about what is legal versus illegal thing, it's not illegal to use slurs or hate speech. That's protected speech under our laws and governance. So that argument there, just comparison there between vandalism and using the N-word against someone, it doesn't make sense.
Bit of an epilogue, okay? So he tagged
So did Patreon cancel your show?
No.
Because they're good.
I mean, first
they
of
might
all,
send porn out to all your subscribers, but they support free speech.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, okay. So my name on Twitter is Joel Chaco, and my name on my podcast, which is called "Here's What I Don't Get," is not like it's not associated with the Patreon thing. So when you go to Patreon, it won't show under Joel Chaco. So even if they tagged it, it's like Patreon goes, I have no idea who this person is because they're not going to listen to every single one of my podcast episodes, which everybody else should do. But he went after this. He went after my Patreon because he figured turnabout is fair play. But I mean, I didn't drop an N-bomb. Nobody was paying me to drop an N-bomb, and he claimed it was abuse and harass.
That's such a magic word with these fucking people: abuse and harassment. Like, dude, I just want.
Did he forget that previously he called the use of the N-word harassing behavior? Don't know, Dick. You might want to keep track of what you say.
I want to know if both of you parties involved are a fucking sponsor of this, because you should be horrified. That
do you want to make a
your
guess
answer.
About what he did next?
Yeah, about that Bloodlines. I didn't say that he went ahead and directed anyone to cancel Jesse's podcast. I said he supported it. He endorsed it. In fact, at that point, the distinction between instructing someone and saying that this is good behavior, it's a distinction without a functional difference. It's the same thing. And if you want to see how this plays out, this is from Dick's subreddit. This is what his fans do. Jesse's Patreon is up and running again, and he appears to be using a single black feather as a prop to praise funds for his cancerous content. Also, how to maybe remove the cunt from your life. Let's scroll down here. Because I'm not going to read this whole thing. Here's the important bit. I encourage anyone who would rather see Jesse make no money to report this new campaign to Patreon, stating that their Patreon is being used to promote a creator who has previously been banned after continually breaking their terms of service, regardless of the wrapper they put around the account. If he is running this page, then he is also straying into a violation of the impersonation condition of Patreon's user conduct rules, as well as previously violating illegal activities, abuse, and personal information. The guidelines he has violated are authenticity and bullying, harassment, or hate speech. Here is the forum. There you go. Okay, but where's the hypocrisy come into play when it comes to all this? Let's listen, because Dick Masterson, he has certain lines when it comes to his free speech advocacy. There's certain things you shouldn't do or say. You shouldn't say the N-word or harass people. So what was Jesse talking about that it was cool to say the N-word?
Even understand what I have to say?
Nigger. Excuse me.
Oh, damn!
You know what? That's what.
Not mad.
I don't give a fuck.
I said neighbor.
Neighbor, exactly. So if you have a consistent governance, like, it's not gonna work.
Please won't you be my neighbor? I just want. I don't think there is a government that's going to work, right? That's why we need capitalism.
I'm gonna get corona from the laugh. I'm sorry.
Well, what's this? This is a podcast between Ethan Ralph and Vouch. And that clip you just heard was Ethan Ralph using the N-word in a mean, belittling way to hurt Vouch. Now, Vouch's credit, he just takes it on the chin. He just laughs it off because it was just so random and ridiculous. But still, this would be against what Dick Masters said before. Now, maybe Dick's changed his mind. Maybe he would go back and give Jesse an apology. Oh, wait, no, that would be manning up and actually taking responsibility. And what about harassment? Well, I think that if Jesse knew about this, he would also bring this up. Same podcast, same people, Ethan Ralph and Vaush. Listen to this little exchange right here.
I wish I could blame all this on alcoholism. That's not the case. I came on this show because basically I trolled the Drunken Peasants for like a year.
You epically trolled us.
Yeah, fuck off. You're not a part of this.
Wait, where's your ex-wife?
Eat
Is
shit
that
and
what
die.
was that
Vaush,
your troll?
eat shit and die. You know,
Is that your
fucking,
troll?
You're fucking a fat cow. Nobody cares what you're saying.
Was that your troll? You
but
thought
what
you were gonna
I'm saying, no, shut up.
What,
just
is she
keep
at somebody else's house?
She didn't answer.
Fat, nasty
She didn't
bitch
answer.
as you call your girlfriend, whatever.
Oh, he said he could bring her.
She didn't. She's in a different time zone. She's on a plane.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't care. It does. It really doesn't matter at this point.
Nasty, like nasty ass bitch. So you want to talk shit? Yeah. You know what? I'll make your fucking bitch famous if that's what you want. If that's what you want, I will do that. I will make this bitch famous. Is that what you want, Vaush? You fucking cocksucking Beverly Hills champagne socialist? Is that what you want? For me to make your nasty ass fucking bitch famous? Because I will. And I will, and I will laugh about it. And so you're talking all this shit. And so, you know what? Talk that shit.
We don't want that.
You're threatening to dox my girlfriend?
No.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
No.
I would I would put her name out. I don't give a fuck about you or anybody else listening to this stream. Yeah, go there. Go there. Fuck with my ex-wife. And you'll see what happens.
I think we should leave everybody's girlfriends out of this.
Do it. It doesn't bother me.
It's not fair to me.
I'm joking. I think you are a coward,
bother me.
Ethan.
Like,
You alcoholic, failure
fuck
of a man.
Fuck off. Shit and die, fucker.
Said you'd
I
bring her.
don't give a fuck about. Doctor. Yeah, I will. So what are you gonna do about it, fucker?
I mean, it's funny because like for
What are you gonna do about it? Communist, political violence. I want to shoot cops. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's what you'll do about it. Nothing. And I will put her name out for the world to see, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Is this?
It's reality. So you can sit here and you can laugh, you can talk all this shit. Yeah, I will dox that fat bitch. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about the stream. I don't. So if you think you're gonna catch me on something, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Period. So you can write that up to your progressive overlords or you know.
All right, yeah, we can't have doxing.
I mean, it's not gonna happen. We're gonna end this now. We're
ending this stream.
We're gonna end the stream. I want to thank you both for coming on tonight. I wish we would have had you guys separately though, because I feel like it would have been more fun to just.
Okay, so as you heard there, that's Ethan Ralph openly threatening to dox Vaush's girlfriend, which most neurotypical people would considering harassment and trying to go out of way to fuck with somebody. And it's not even Vaush he's fucking with. He's fucking with his girlfriend who has nothing to do with their dispute. What was he thinking? But more to the point, Dick Masterson previously said in those clips that I played that when someone does something to fuck with you, you have every right to go after them for whatever reason. Like if it's harassing someone using a slur or other methods, then yeah, they should just be, the whole thing should just come crumbling down. That's what Dick Masterson said. And you can go back and listen to it later. The thing is, if that's the case, then is New Project 2 going to hold themselves to that standard? Is it acceptable for me to go ahead and take this clip, go to use capitalism to go to Dick Masterson and say, hey, at LA8-based comedian, this is a clip of Ethan Ralph using the N-word. Here's another clip of Ethan Ralph threatening to dox somebody live on air for personal gain. Are you going to continue facilitating this sort of are you going to continue to financially support someone like this? Those are questions that LA-based comedians should frankly be faced with. And it's fair play for Jesse to bring them up. But of course, as we listened to when Jesse did bring those up, which let me rewind a bit. We'll replay that to give you a refresher.
Just tell us what the fuck's going on, because not everybody knows what's going on.
I'll write you a better text right now.
Protect him. You might not be able to keep your new project.
I don't think
too
you
if
guys
don't
understand. I'm the most romantic man in the world. I'm perhaps the world's greatest lover. I'll write you text right now that'll make all of you gay.
Hey,
But
Dick.
I won't
Hey,
do it.
Hey,
Yes,
Dick.
Jesse.
Hey, Dick.
What?
Can you read your test? Can you make
Oh,
fun
yeah.
of yourself, Dick?
Is this the Dr. Phil voice? Hey, let me get real serious with you guys for a second. What?
Man, fucking rest on those laurels. All right, so remember when you made New Project 2, did it ever occur to you had spent some time telling your audience it's a good thing to report people to sponsors and Patreon for saying the N-word, a thing you now use as a way to say that people should sign up for New Project 2 because guys like Ethan wouldn't be able to say the N-word anymore on the internet and still be able to make money.
That's not something I do on the radio.
Wait, buddy.
And you said you did it.
Your profile is actually the N-word. Don't act like you give a fuck what I say on the internet. You disingenuous fuck.
Ralph jumps in right away, quick to make sure that point isn't brought up.
My fucking point.
Yeah,
it's
you're a
Dick
fucking.
who cares.
So what?
Dick
You don't care. Shut up.
his audience.
And you won't tell us why you're butthurt at Dick Masterson. You sound like an obsessive ex-girlfriend. Why the fuck?
I'm not butthurt.
Why the fuck did you involve Jim in this? Why the fuck are you involving me in this? I don't know why you're obsessing over Jim. You sound insane.
You sound insane, bud. And you sound like you have a small dick.
Good one. What are you, a fucking woman? What is
No,
that?
you literally sound insane. You won't even tell us what's going
That's like
on.
a woman's argument. It always goes back to anatomy with a woman. Oh, you have a small
You sound like you have a
dick.
small dick, man. It just sounds like you have a small dick. Like you're speaking with no volume in your voice. You sound like you have a small dick. It's not my fault.
Well, the volume part, I'm sure, is on my end. Anyway, listen.
It is.
Actually,
it is. You sound like a representative of the queer community.
Is that a problem? Do you have a problem with gay people?
With you, yeah. If you're a representative of the queer community, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I mean, you're obsessed with what I do with my cock. There's gay men who are less obsessed with their boyfriend's cock than you are obsessed with mine.
I'm obsessed with your simp texts. They're very funny. I just enjoy the days when you would make fun of a guy for saying something super gay. That's it.
Well,
I
I'm
love
sorry
queers
that you
and
don't like my
homosexual.
content anymore.
I do.
Now,
I don't know what you've fallen
Nick,
apart.
I
You've
wanna
completely unraveled. Go ahead.
I actually want to thank you. The best thing that ever happened to me was when you encouraged your listeners to go after my Patreon and the sponsors for Maddox's network, which I had nothing to do with. But that was
you
actually
laugh at
one
your
of
own
the best
jokes like they're funny, but you're the only one laughing, bud. Like, have you noticed that you giggle at your own jokes? You giggle at your own jokes compulsively. You giggle at yourself like you're impressed with yourself because you're nothing.
Dick, how do you know that if you don't watch?
You're right now. I'm telling you, you stupid asshole. You're giggling right now at your own jokes. Like,
Did you watch? Did you watch the show? Dick, did you watch
the
show?
I just want to thank you.
Dick, did you watch it? Dick, did you watch the show? Did you watch the show?
I've never watched the show. No, I've never watched your show.
No?
I've watched a couple clips that people sent me, but that's it.
What's
No.
What's the next episode on?
Of your show?
What?
How to get cum out of your parents' basement? I don't know. What's it about?
Parents' basement.
My girlfriend, I assume. Well, everybody goes after my girlfriend when they can't fuck with me. I assume it's that.
Oh, hack! Your girlfriend is part of the is the crux behind your entire Maddox thing. She is. Do you act like she's innocent? You act like she's innocent, but she is the complete motivator behind all of this.
Why do you care?
This is
Why do you care?
What?
Now, there you go again. Ralph jumping in with that epic "Why do you care?" comment. Again, tabloid show. And as you listen to that, them going back and forth, Jesse's trying to bring up points. And all Dick does is just come back and say, "Oh, well, you look like a fag," and other shit like that. And and he just yells and he does this dumb shtick, and it's just cringy. I don't get why people like this personality type. I have never liked drunks. I don't like them, period. I think getting drunk is a debased form of human behavior. Sure, you might feel good about it. Maybe you like going to drunk parties. But don't act like you're a big, tough guy because you get drunk in front of somebody's face. You're just a weird hobo on the street at that point.
Do
It's a
you
woman.
guys not know? Do you guys not know the story of his girlfriend? Do you not know what the cause of the breakup of the biggest problem in the universe is?
Yes,
Yeah, we know, but like, who cares?
That was years ago. Why do you give a fuck about it? Like, what is going on?
Guys, why do I give a fuck about it? It's the only thing Dick's fans give a fuck about. I'm just making fun of a retard. That's
I mean,
it.
at this point, it sounds like you're more hung up about 80s girl banging Dick than Maddox is even at this point.
I just really enjoy watching Dax squirm when somebody brings up his little girlfriend, his girlfriend who is Maddox.
Is he squirming now?
Nobody's squirming except me because I thought you would be more entertaining than this. Now, did you have anything to say?
Jesse, you're blowing it, buddy. You're blowing it.
See, more jumping in, more of this dogpiling bullshit. What they should do is just let these two guys go at it without interruption. It's dumb. It's pathetic. This is just all they're doing is shielding Dick from any kind of criticism. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they'll tell their acceptable jokes, the acceptable jabs, the ones that Dick can take, because everyone has a level of humor and tolerance they can take. On that threshold, you're allowed to tell those jokes. But anything beyond that, anything that would actually make Dick look like a bad person, you can't say. And they won't allow that. They'll come in, play damage control, try to brush things under the rug, get everything tossed aside. And this just shows this. And it's very clear as the financial motive of doing this.
Marie Valenzuela was a cam whore, just like iDubbbz's girlfriend, under the name Hula Girl 86. Jamie knows this for a fact. She actually confirmed this with me.
Jamie, the one that I had a small cock. I mean, what? Why are you? What are you talking about? Prove it.
Jamie,
prove any of it.
Small cock. What?
Go
did
ahead.
you just say? Small cock? What does that mean? What was that small cock thing you just said?
Yeah. I mean, bud, you're gonna have to like. You're gonna have to come with more than just Jamie said.
You just said Jamie, the one who I had a small cock. What does that mean? Explain that.
I said Jamie, the one who said I had a small cock, the vindictive
Where did
ex who says
where
I
did
have a
she
small
say-
cock.
Where did
I
she
don't know.
say
I read it on Facebook. I read one of your retarded alts on Facebook.
That did not happen, man. That sounds a little paranoid. That's nowhere. That doesn't exist.
It's
never said anything about your cock. I'm not a girl. I don't make fun of that kind of shit. I'm not the one out there going, "Oh, you're a virgin. You're in your parents' basement." All these other hack jokes you've got. When's the next book coming out, dude? You're gonna have to figure this shit out.
Okay.
Get mad that
You're all
Did you hear that? Did you get that part? So Dick complains that Jamie told her that he has a small cock. This is a bit of speculation on my part, but I'm going to speculate that the reason why Dick Masterson keeps on bringing up the size of other men's junk all the time is because he's projecting. He has an inferiority complex because he has a micro penis. And this is confirmed because Jamie told him specifically that he has a small cock. And that's not something a woman says unless it's particularly small. So, again, I'm just speculating here. I'm not going to say that's 100% true, but yeah, I'm likely inclined based on his attitude and behavior that, yeah, that's what's going on. But I guess more importantly, something that's more pertinent, Jesse brings up another point that Dick was dating someone who either was or used to be a cam girl. Dick doesn't deny the allegation. He just brushes it aside and tries to make everyone forget about it. Now, I can't verify if this claim is true or not. Maybe it's bullshit, but I'm leaning on the side that, yes, that's the case at the moment. And wouldn't it be interesting if that does turn out to be 100% true? Because one of the tweets he said to iDubbbz was, "I'm okay with my girl," not that one. I can imagine dating a girl guys beats off to. I cannot imagine making a 10-minute video talking about how much I love them doing it. Yeah. Oh boy, that wouldn't be a good look. It's not a good look as it is. All right, let's get back to this.
All over the place.
What is even going on?
What are you fucking talking about?
You're gonna have to figure out those 20K amounts.
I don't know.
Not safe for
So my
women.
girlfriend is a cam whore. I mean, I think I would know. We unfortunately we have to work together all day because of the fucking. I wish she was a cam whore. We'd get her out of the house.
Your girlfriend was a cam whore. Yes, she was.
Please send me send me the W-9s. Send me the 1099s of her cam whoring, please.
I mean, I've seen the pictures. I've seen.
Send them then, for God's sake.
Maddox keeps these images on his computer. I've seen her.
I don't know what you want me to say to that.
I'm just saying you date more. You're a simp.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that you were in Maddox?
Okay, so quick correction there. Dick does deny it a little bit after, but he hesitated first. So I don't know. And Jesse says the proof exists. So it could be the case. The proof might exist, or maybe it's bullshit. I don't know this one. I don't know for certain if she's a cam whore or not. I couldn't verify on my own. If Jesse wants to come forward with proof of this, be my guest. It would be extremely funny. Oh, but this next clip, yeah, just listen to this. It's
Maddox's house with him, with a bunch of pictures. Watching pornography with Maddox. Which one of you had your hand
Did
on
you guys
Maddox's
jack
neck?
off together over these photos?
Did you guys get in a little bit of slime time?
Did you guys Am I stealing Bitcoin now? What am I doing? Give me something that I'm doing.
No,
right
wait.
now.
Did you guys each do your own jacking, or did you reach around and do the other?
Make sure you protect Dick. He needs it. But listen, I didn't.
Yeah, so Gator just says some bullshit about him and Maddox jerking off to pornography together. That isn't remotely anything what he said. Like, Gator is just the most cringy. Like, I don't know who's the most cringiest, but they're competing neck and neck. Is it Dame Pesos constantly laughing and heckling while adding nothing to the conversation? Is it Gator with his hot takes? They're so nuclear. A government official probably has to go by his door whenever he makes one. Is it Flamenco and just being like Flamenco's actually one of the better ones. I'll give him that one, but it's not saying much. Or is it Bibble with his doormat behavior of just being stepped on constantly? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Twitter poll after this. Who is the most cringy Killstream co-host? That would be interesting to see the results on that one.
I didn't say anything about being in his house. Okay, you just made that up. You're just making things up. That's what
Nobody even knows or cares what you're talking about. Really, I mean, I don't even.
I didn't say we should do this here. I would have gladly done this on my show.
Why are you talking? I thought you wanted
no
to talk to Jim
about your show. People are. I don't give a shit who most of you people are.
Nobody watches your show because you suck.
That's fine. I suck. I'm doing.
And you're weird, and you obsess over shit from like 8 years ago.
Why did you make a rule, Dick? Why did you make a rule against mentioning me on the show? I watched you say that on one of your live streams. Why was there a rule in place about this?
Well, you kind of come off as an attention whore. You come off.
No.
What the fuck, Jim? Okay, let's listen to that again, just real quick, because I want you to soak that in, because this is really fucking retarded for Jim to say, of all people.
But listen, I didn't say anything about being in his house. Okay, you just made that up. You're just making things up. That's what.
Nobody even knows or cares what you're talking about. Really, I mean, I don't even.
I didn't say we should do this here. I would have gladly done this on my show.
Why are you talking? I thought you wanted to talk to Jim
about your show. People are. I don't give a shit who most of you people are.
Nobody watches your show because you suck.
That's fine. I suck. I'm doing.
And you're weird, and you obsess over shit from like 8 years ago.
Why did you make a rule, Dick? Why did you make a rule against mentioning me on the show? I watched you say that on one of your live streams. Why was there a rule in place about this?
Well, you kind of come off as an attention whore. You come off.
Okay, so we all know Jim. He's against hug boxing. It's why he lets his chat roam free, saying whatever wild stuff they want. There's no mods. That's his policy. He thinks that moderating comments and fettering speech is wrong. And when people do it, it's cringy, it's hug boxing, it's all these different things. However, when it comes to Dick doing it, suddenly, now it's okay because you're an attention whore. Which, Jim calling anyone an attention whore is like the Pope condemning someone for being Catholic. It's the most hypocritical thing Jim could possibly come up with. His whole shtick is being a troll. Trolls love attention. It's what he does. It's why he did 20 million streams of the about Corona Chan back in the day. Back when, he was still making content, which, again, he doesn't make content anymore.
No.
An attention whore, man.
No. From day one. This is from day one. This is before anything ever happened. He had a rule against it. He said this on his own live stream one time. He had a rule against it. His ex-girlfriend confirms this. I've had other guests on his show confirm exactly this. You have a rule against mentioning me on your show. You edit it out sometimes when I mention. Sometimes you don't because it'll look foolish if you do. What is the point of the rule? Why in 2016 when I'm
This is the point.
Well, maybe he just doesn't like you, though. I mean, I tell people not to mention people all the time if I don't like them.
I tell you what. You know what, guys? You know what? Listen, I came in here to do my agenda.
Christ. So you want to be mentioned on my show? You want an ad? Is that what this all boils down to?
It's all about getting a shout out. It's all about getting a shout out.
Everybody, this
No, yeah, sorry for switching scenes there for a moment. Again, technical issue, but what is it that that's not what he said. He never once was like, oh, the problem is you won't give me a shout, you won't give me a promotion. The problem is you talk about the guy, we listened to the clips earlier, and you won't mention who it was that you're talking about. That's just bitch-bait behavior. If you're going to talk about someone, say their name. Like, this is the same thing that Ben Shapiro did to Nick Fuentes. And I don't like either Ben Shapiro or Nick Fuentes very much, but if you're going to talk about someone, say who it is you're talking about. Not doing it just shows you're a coward and you're trying to be sneaky about it so they won't find out about it.
episode is brought to you by a giant faggot. Jesse P.S. Go watch his show on YouTube. I mean, is that what you want? Jesus Christ.
Let me ask. Hey, Dick, shut up for a fucking second. Let me ask the other guys here. Do you think it is at all?
Hey, bros.
Hey,
can you make fun of Dick Masterson for me?
Hey, guys.
let him ask. I want to hear what he has to say.
And make fun of yourself.
Okay. Do you think it is all remarkable that a guy who spends 90% of his podcast talking about Maddox, a guy who every time he stops talking about Maddox, he starts losing money on Patreon? Do you think it is all remarkable when he talks about everything related to Maddox universe? When he talks about everything related to the Maddox universe, that he doesn't bring up the one other guy who is on Maddox's network who has repeatedly done silly, foolish things to him?
Who's the other guy?
Me. It's me.
Himself.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Let me ask.
Let him talk about me.
Let Jim get in. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I want to take this because earlier today you're all up trying to get me to talk about these DMs, trying to suck.
Okay, so once again, points are raised by Jesse, and they shout over him, talk over him, dogpile him, and he won't let him get his point across. And now Jim's trying to change the subject.
Me into talking about them. There's pictures that are coming through. There are pictures that are coming through.
That worked.
There are pictures coming through from your Discord. You're in here crying about Dick not talking about you on his podcast, bringing up 2016. So it seems to me like you're attention whoring.
The question was, is it not at all strange that the one person who is related to all this is never mentioned? Is that not strange? That's the only question. It's not about what happened.
Why would you feed an attention whore? But why would anybody feed an attention whore? You seem desperate for attention.
We're talking about 2016. I was invited.
There he is again, talking again, he's getting to the point, he's getting to the meat and the crust of the issue. And Jim's like, why would you feed an attention whore? Why would you feed an attention whore? The whole point of the stream, or at least this part of the stream, was so that way he could talk to Jim and Dick Masterson. That's why Dick Masterson was also brought along. Like, if the whole thing was, oh, you shouldn't feed attention whores, well, firstly, Jim, just suicide your career if you haven't already. And secondly, don't have him on the show. Don't agree to go on a show with this guy if all you think he is an attention whore that shouldn't be on.
Exactly.
This sounds like a bad breakup between you and Dick Masterson more than anything else.
This is how she could still win.
There's also another irony there in what Jim just said. It sounds like a bad breakup between you and Dick Masterson. The only reason Dick Masterson has any relevance in 2020 is his war with Maddox. That's it. They had a podcast. If you actually listened to it back when it was on, it was actually pretty enjoyable. And then they had a falling out. Then things escalated, and then they kept escalating. And then Maddox decided to get the brilliant big brain idea to do the biggest LOL suit in the universe, which was just retarded. And that's what Maddox has been coasting on. That and his previous works and stuff like that. So if Pod Awful is just an attention whore, he should be ignored. No one should pay attention to him. It's okay to mute him in chat. It's okay to ban his mention of his name in chat. It's okay for him to go back on the show, edit out his name being mentioned, etc. If these things are all acceptable, then you know what? The same thing should happen to Dick. People who don't, people can just write off Dick Masterson as an attention whore. That's all he is, and just throw him in a dumpster fire. And since Jim is an attention whore as well, don't forget he made up. He went after Sargon for a good 6 months. Just write him off too. He's nothing. Like, the skeptics were right for ignoring Jim and all the other blood sports crowd, according to their own logic, by that nature. And maybe to a certain point they're right, but you can't just bring that up after you invite the guy on. That makes no sense.
Yeah, Dick had a lot of bad breakups with men. You can ask Maddox and Asterios. Listen, in 2016...
Actually, let me rephrase that. No, they're not right at all, because they're not saying that in some cases you just ignore people. They're saying that in this particular case, it's okay to talk about someone and not mention their name and not actually refer to them, so that way they just get buried.
Yeah. You know what? You can ask a lot of chicks about what they think about me. They don't fucking like me.
Maddox and Asterios are not chicks. The point was they were guys. Are you?
Yes, they are.
Are you here like on their behalf, Jesse? Like, are you?
Yeah, I'm good friends with Asterios. In 2016,
I mean, are you? Why are you so fucking sarcastic? Why do you want attention so bad? Earn it. Earn it like the rest of us. Earn it like me, Ralph, and Jim. Be a man.
Earn it. Earn it like me, Ralph, and Jim. And of course, as you heard, it sounds like I'm just repeating myself at this point, but of course they're playing like soundboard clips over him. They're not allowing him to speak. They're doing everything they can to poison the well and discredit anything he has to say, not letting him make points, etc. But earn it like Jim. Earn it like Jim. That's a really kind of a weird thing to say, because let's just take a look over at Subscribestar. Huh. This is all the money. He's got 129 subscribers on here. You can pay between $1 and $25 for a subscription. Obviously, the tiers don't matter. It's just how much you want to give. You want to give him $1. You want to give him $25. It's your choice. We got a post down here on March 17th. Hey, everyone. Hope you are enjoying the apocalypse as the world seemingly loses its mind and the markets crash. While I've been doing weekly streams covering it, I know that sometimes these are missed, or they jump platform to platform. I'm going to start creating compilations of each month's streams, hitting the important points and uploading them on BitChute. Speaking of BitChute, I was able to test out their streaming functionality, and it works pretty well. Hopefully it is up and running in the next 3 to 6 months as they secure funding and work out the bugs. Once it has, I plan to start reloading the morning shows I did on stream.me and DLive over there. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. What? Streamy is dead. What's he talking about? But anyway, that's not the point. Point is, he has this thing up. He's promising, and it also says I create videos and live streams, upload to my YouTube and BitChute account. He's promising all this stuff. Nothing he says here has been worked on at all. There's no evidence of this whatsoever. There's no tweets about it. There's certainly no finished projects. And it's just nothing. But he's still charging people money every 30 days. That's how Subscribestar works. I create videos and live streams. Let's take a look at his BitChute first. The last video on his BitChute was 4 months ago, back in December. There hasn't been a new proper Jim video since. And the last video he did on his YouTube channel was this piece of shit.
Well, here I am, your local weatherman, just waiting outside of Town, out on the famous Dirt Hill, waiting to unload these boxes of delicious Franzia. My good friend Susan. But where is she, though? She's running awfully late. Oh, looks like my phone's beeping. I seem to have received an email. This can only be good news as it comes directly from YouTube. Hi, Mr. Medicare. During a recent review, our team found that you can go fuck yourself. That doesn't seem very friendly at all. Let's check out the details. Review feedback. After reviewing your content, we found that you reused content The repurposing of someone else's content without adding significant original commentary or educational value. Why, that sounds awfully familiar. Let me just go over to my elaborate video archive and take a look at all that reused content we're talking about. Oh, I must have gotten lost on my way over here. Ironic, being a weatherman and all, you'd think I'd know how to use a map, but all I see are original uploads, MS Paint drawings, and 100% audio just for me. I'm sure somebody made a mistake. Maybe they got into their Franzia a little too early. I guess I'm not the only one dropping some off, am I, Susan? By the way, you're gonna pay me my fucking money.
So that was Jim's video back in March. That's the last video he's done. And I'm not counting streams. I'll get to that in a second. But it's just shit. It's garbage. The Weatherman videos aren't funny. This sarcastic voice that you're forcing in these things, it's just lame. It sucks. And it's only 1 minute and 21 seconds long. And again, doing the whole MS Paint thing is just retarded. Like, I get maybe he's going for like this post-ironic, maybe he's channeling Andy Kaufman in there, but it just doesn't work. It's cringy. You could just make a Twitter post about it for an issue that got resolved in like a week. There's no humor. There's no comedy. This isn't like the content that Jim makes that I'm used to. I never liked these Weatherman videos. But whether or not you like this video or not, it doesn't matter because he hasn't made any. As far as streams go, if you go to Full Blast Forever's channel, the last stream he did, which, by the way, if you're going to watch the kill stream, I recommend this guy's channel because, one, you don't give Ralph views, and two, you don't get a hug box in the chat because the moderators will let you say whatever you want. If you want to shit on Ralph or any of his guests, you can. That's how that works. So if you do want to watch a kill stream for whatever reason, like maybe it's not just Ralph and Gator, maybe they have an actually cool person or whatever, you can watch it here. And maybe there'll be a lolsy experience, but far be it from me to say the kill stream is entertaining these days. Although actually, to be fair, I did like some of them, but I'm not going to get into that right now. When was Jim's last stream? Because Full Blast Forever also re-uploads Jim's streams and marks the date. March member stream, which was posted. Give me a second. Nope, this is not what I wanted. Which was posted April 4th. And it was for a subscription. But that doesn't count because it was for his subscribers. Not his subscribers on Subscribestar or New Project 2, where he's getting $742 a month from 108 supporters, but from subscribers on his YouTube channel. So, what was his last stream before that? His last stream before that was March 28th. Again. So, at best, Medicur's last stream is 30 days on the nose today. That's it. He doesn't make content, even though he charges a monthly fee to make content. He's fucking over his fans, and Dick Masterson wants to say this.
Breakups with men. You can ask Maddox and Asterios. Listen, in 2016,
Yeah, okay. Think about me. They don't fucking like me.
Breakups with men. You can ask Maddox.
You so fucking sarcastic. Why do you think about me? They don't fucking like me.
Maddox and Asterios are not chicks. The point was they were guys. Are you?
Yeah, they are.
Are you here like on their behalf, Jesse? Like, are you?
Yeah, I'm good friends with Asterios. In 2016,
I mean, are you? Why are you so fucking sarcastic? Why do you want attention so bad? Earn it. Earn it like the rest of us. Earn it like me, Ralph, and Jim. Be a man. Make entertaining content. You had gold, motherfucker.
Earn it like Jim. Earn it, be a man, and make entertaining content. That's not what Jim does. He's on his way being to the next Spoonie unless he starts actually getting back to work. Which, I'm not saying that Jim can't overcome this. This has happened before. As you can see in this... give me a second. As you can see in this other post here. There's a subscriber to Jim's old Patreon complaining about this very issue. Remove my Patreon status today. The money I pledged to him was for making videos, not shit posting on Twitter all day. So this is a problem that keeps on coming up every once in a while. So it's possible Jim can turn this around. But in the meantime, objectively speaking, there's no reason to be funding Jim through Subscribestar or New Project 2 because he's not making monthly content. If he started going back to making content, then you can just use your own judgment as to whether or not it's worth paying money. But there's no point in giving Jim an internet welfare check because he's such an awesome dude who's popular, has so much star power. If you really want, if you really want to get, I mean, unless you do something like through the t-shirts or the hats, which oddly people give him shit for, but he's selling a product. I mean, maybe it's greedy, but okay, you get what you pay for, so who cares? But yeah, Jim isn't a content creator at this time. He hasn't made content in like a month at least, at best. And who knows, maybe it would actually be pretty funny if Jim did a stream tonight and said, haha, I gotcha, see? I did a stream and I did put up content within 30 days. That'd be pretty funny. But you can't you can't be using Jim as a comparison as someone who's quote unquote earned money and worked for it. It's just retarded.
You had gold and you ruined it because you tried to trick Jim into promoting it. A guy who is untrickable.
I have no idea who he is. I don't watch Mr. Medicare. I've heard that name and that's it. My question is,
well, then why did you send the DMs to him?
He doesn't know you.
Why did you send the DMs to him?
Yeah.
Because
Keemstar too.
By the way, Sam Tripoli was there for like 30 seconds and then he bounced. So we'll see if he comes back. But go ahead. I sent him a DM. Yeah.
So you don't know Keemstar, right, Jesse? Is that it?
Yeah, I'll give you the rundown. 9/11. It was an inside job there. Sam Tripoli. So yeah, I don't know.
Hilarious.
Keemstar.
That's the kind of content you can expect from Jesse's show.
Well, that's the kind of content you can expect from Sam Tripoli. That was the point. So in 2016, Dick invites me to come.
Hilarious.
Dick invites me to come on. Dick invites me.
Hilarious.
Dick invites me to come on the show. Dick invites me to come on the show because
Jesse, wait. I think he's here now. Sam Tripoli. Yeah. Oh, he's just muted. Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, at this point here, they invite Sam Tripoli on, and they hang on a second. Let's just listen a little bit more.
Yes, you're here. There was already a dispute going on. I know you had an argument kind of with Dick Masterson earlier. Were you guys both at the protest today? Go ahead, Dick. Didn't you see him?
Yes.
Weren't you guys both there? Okay.
Sam.
Yes.
Sam, you saw me at the protest, right?
Well, the honest truth is that I didn't know who you were, but yes, I saw you at the protest, and I found out later.
He's a celebrity, Sam. He's a celebrity. He's famous and rich.
Shut up. Hold on. We're trying to do this segment. Go ahead.
You know, I mean, like, I didn't know. I'm here. I was wrong.
Yep, the guest they got on to talk about all this shit, the one they wanted to get entertainment out of, the one they wanted him to fight up against both Medicare and Dick Masterson, they just tell us shut up and let this other guy talk. And this guy is oh my gosh, this guy is like such an unfunny hack, untalented, not worth anyone's time, can't hold up a camera properly, sounds drunk himself, talks about random inane shit that all these clowns on this panel just laugh at, with the exception of Jim, actually. With maybe the exception of Jim. It's hard to tell with everyone just cawing, hollering. And it's boring. It's dumb. Why have this Sam Tripoli guy on? Nobody knows who that is. I never even heard the name until I listened to this stream. It's that bad. And they put him on here like he's some kind of a big shot. But the reality is nobody cares about this dumb fuck. But he's a friend of Dick Masterson's, and Dick's a Chad. He has only Chad friends.
Okay. Calling Republicans faggot, and then you had to get riot police to show up.
Asshole, I was looking to fight. I just didn't want to fight, I didn't want to fight Trump guys.
Therapy, which is
evil. What did you
There's
think?
some people with definitely some leather skin out there. When the whole thing was over, like everyone's like wishing each other. It's the cops that do it. It's always the cops, and it's like they're stormtroopers. Just dude, nobody seems to get mad at. I'm just trying to get somebody to get fucking.
Patch Kid, like that one.
All right. Well, okay. Do you have anything else, or?
I was in the middle of talking to Sam when you had to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesse,
what? You thought I would leave?
No, I knew you wouldn't leave.
You were like, oh, let's unmute
You
him.
wouldn't leave,
You said,
pussy.
let's unmute him, and then you got scared that I was still here for a second. Hey, Sam, big fan.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I'm glad anybody listens.
I'm just wondering, and I'm honestly
now
not
wait,
trying to call
before
you
you
out
get
here.
asked that, let me ask you this: is that actually you on the screen there that somebody showed me? I just want to confirm if that's actually your photo. I mean, you have to look on the screen.
I'm not watching the stream right now. I don't know.
You don't know if that's you or not. Okay.
Looks like a reject Cabbage Patch Kid, like that one.
All right. Well, okay. Do you have anything else, or?
I was in the middle of talking to Sam when you had to make your joke.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh, you
that's
didn't hear
good.
me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was me at 20, I think. So yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
You're only half as gay as you are now.
Yeah, people. I'm 33. So.
Okay, just visual reminder. Do this again. This is what Dick Masterson looks like. He has long flowing hair. This is what he looks like now. He is fat. He's stupid looking. He has no place to be criticizing anyone else's looks. He is trash himself. This is a really bad angle for anyone who has half a brain. Continuing.
So yeah, that was me. 13
You
years
should be
ago.
hitting your stride now, bud. 33. That's when I hit my stride. Right?
Illuminati confirmed. Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
Calm down.
So just to
Sam, I'm just
clarify,
wondering-
you're 33 years old and you're trying to start internet drama by like faking DMs with people. I just want to like make sure we're on that. Okay.
This entire show is internet drama, and these DMs are not fake. Dick, are you saying these are fake DMs? These aren't real?
No, those are all fake.
These are fake.
Yeah, I never fucked Jamie. I wish I had, because I wouldn't be as angry as I am now. But those are all fake. I don't know what she's talking about.
She lied. She lied. Jesse.
Another lying
Jesse.
bitch. Lying about
Jesse
fucking
fled
me.
the field of battle. He fled the field of battle. It's unfortunate.
Oh no. He's back in the green room.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You said no. Firm no. That's what they tell you to say.
No, I'm about Christ and monogamy.
I was like, Dick, what did I just say? Dick.
All right. Jim.
Sam, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jim, I love to talk to you again, man.
Yeah,
How are you
that's
doing?
what I was about to do. Have you guys talk about the Corona thing. Like, since this is kind of, a part.
Oh, yes, because the last time you had Dick and Jim on to talk about the Corona thing, that was the most entertaining thing that I have ever listened to. And it's not a same boring, tired topic that everyone wants to move away from but can't because it's all over the media. Like, it's not entertaining. It's not funny. And it's pathetic. I mean, like, so many people have their own hot take about what to do about pandemic. Like they're an expert, graduated from Harvard or something like that. I don't get why so many people think it's such a fascinating topic to bring up all the time, especially when their regular content is making fun of retarded people on the internet. That's what they should go back to. Like, not this stupid Corona stuff, or at least Jim should. The rest of these people should just, I don't know, go back to their day jobs, I guess.
Too, since both of you guys are still here.
Well, who cares about that? I was just trying to figure out what the fuck this guy was going on about.
I don't know. I threw him
like a romance novel, and the whole time I would just want to open your eyes and say anything. There's like no dirty talk. It's just you. Oh man,
How did
Jamie,
you
I
get
need
back
you.
into the server? I didn't understand how that happened, but it won't happen again. Anyway, the coronavirus thing. That's what I wanted you to talk about. It's
Jim,
been
what are
about
we
a
gonna
month.
do? We gotta save society. Me and you. What are we gonna do? How can we do it?
I'm in.
I don't know. You're gonna have to fuck me gently and bring your wings. I guess I love queers and homosexuals. I do. I love them so much.
I want what's in your mind. That's I just want you to know that. I want what's in your mind.
Okay. Well, I guess is that the end of it? Is Jesse done today? It sounded like a bad breakup. I don't know what the fuck he's on about. He's upset that you.
I don't know what the fuck he's on about. Yeah. Now, Jim, you're so full of shit here. We know you read the DMs. We know you were quoting from them. In fact, let me see if I can get something up for you guys, because I know I have this. Just don't have it up on the right tab. Here we go. Oh man, where is it? Here we go. Let me just post this on screen. Dick, when you fuck me raw and pounding so soft and are like a romance novel, just promise me you'll bring your wings. He's shitting on him because he actually did read it. He went through it. Now he's saying, oh, and he's even cracking a joke about it. Now he's saying, it's a nothing burger, guys. Why is this guy bringing it up?
He's upset that you fucked two chicks. Let me ask something, Dick. Are any of the DMs? Are there any embarrassing dick photos out there in those DMs?
I mean, embarrassing? No.
And did you fuck? Did you fuck the women involved?
Look, let's just say I've lived a life that would make God want to go. God damn that guy! Why did I make him?
So then, why would I care then? Like he kept showing this. Like I don't get what's the big funny thing about it. Is there something embarrassing? Did you not fuck these women? Why do I care?
Dick doesn't respect the sanctity of marriage.
Dick Masterson fucks a lot of bitches. I never would have guessed. Like, what the fuck? Like, is that a big shock? Like,
it's a homewrecker. Wow. Okay, Dick.
Yeah, wow. I'm so surprised.
I hate to brag, but you know, if you guys are gonna do it for me, I guess your show.
I'm just saying, it didn't seem to be, a big shocker, did it? Like,
yeah, I don't know. There sounded like a lot of fucking.
All right, I've had about enough of this stream. I think I've hit all the good points on it. As you can hear, they're just damage controlling for Dick Masterson. This is clearly embarrassing for him. These clearly bother and upset him, given that he burned a number of friendships he had over this. He doesn't want this being talked about, which is why he does it on the kill stream and doesn't ever dare mention Jesse's name on his show. It's why he banned him from his subreddit, as I showed earlier. It's why they're going through this. And the people that are helping him, like someone mentioned that you need to bring the stream to a point. Well, here's the takeaway for this stream, and here's what I want you guys to focus on, or at least consider. Like, these guys are not these. Jim is not this troll's troll, this god of the internet as he claims to be. He's part of a clique, and the clique is surrounding. The clique involves multiple actors. It involves Dame Pesos. It involves Ethan Ralph. It involves Gator. All the people on the stream are part of this little network, and they have to protect their own interest. They can't risk them being put. They cannot risk them being shown in an overly negative light. If it's something that's just, banter, playful, something you can just poke at and then just leave alone, like Jim will do with his friends, then they can do that. But hardcore going into someone, ripping them like they did with Monday Matt or Sargon, and some or Tonkasaw, or whoever else is a target of their ire, or whoever, or more accurately, whoever is against the clique. They're not going to do it. They're not equal opportunity trolls. They don't care if someone's doing disgusting, degenerate stuff like engaging polyamory with a married woman or being a drugged up cokehead. And they're not doing this. And the reason why they're saying, "Oh, this isn't funny. This is a nothing burger. There's just nothing embarrassing here. Just ignore it, guys," is because there's a financial incentive. Right here, Ralph. He's making $295 a month from Dick Services. Gator making $19, which is too high in my opinion. It should be like nothing. And Medicare, which, if we're going to be objective here, should realistically be nothing because at least Gator does his streams. He's making $742. So they can't risk a problem with this relationship they're having. If there's a problem between Dick and Jim, Dick is going to burn Jim and he's going to cut ties with him. I guarantee at that moment, New Project 2 would probably come up with a new terms of service, trying to say, oh, we're trying to become more mainstream. He would probably frame it some other way, and he'd probably just be he'd probably do whatever he could to get back at Jim. So he can't risk that happening, and Jim knows that that's going to happen, so he can't, he's gonna be a patsy for Dick Masterson troll shielding. That's what this is all about. Some of these e-celebs will get involved with these characters that do tabloid type shows or streams on drama or call themselves trolls or whatever to troll shield. And then Medicare will gladly let himself be used as a shield. That's his role in this. That's the role of all these people in this. And the clique has to protect its own interests. And you see these cliques pop up time and again, and it's bullshit. It's why I don't do the fucking networking game. I don't like it. I don't like this idea that you have to keep your mouth shut and eat shit in order and stay in line and not report something that's messed up or go against your own modus operandi just because someone in your inner circle is a friend of yours. It's dumb. And it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't. And it's like what Dick Masterson said on the stream. You got to work with us in order to get ahead in this. If you want to get ahead in this business or something like that. It's about the money. They're not in it for the lulz. They're not in it because they have something to fight or stand for. At least not in. At least that's not their primary interest, if that interest can be said to exist at all. So, I guess that's the big point, and that's why I wanted to do this stream and go through everything and look into some of the claims that were being said. I think that's going to be it for tonight. And but I do want to comment on a couple things before I close out. There were some allegations that caught my attention about Pod Awful, the Jesse guy. I haven't looked into them because this is more pertinent at the moment. I find them hard to believe based on the nature of the allegations. Like, oh, this guy was blackmailing some chick. And by the way, here's a YouTube channel where he does it on his live stream. I didn't watch it because it's 3 hours long and I had to go through much other content already. I will be giving a look at that. If there's anything there, I'll come back, but it doesn't seem likely. Aside from that, oh, actually, yeah, there is another thing I want to show before I close out, actually. Because someone sent me this, and apparently Dick Masterson's already taken notice of this stream. Yeah, that's right. The guy who's the Chad, Dick Masterson, is paying attention to this stupid show, which, I mean, hardly ever gets any viewers. But the moment that a fan, this trigger happy guy, sends him a screenshot of the stream that's being posted, I think he was in the chat, he goes ahead and he retweets it. Who is this guy now? Can we open up the country so so these effects have something to do other than what is he trying to say? All right, let me start over again because this guy's spelling is atrocious. Also, I'm just not reading things tonight properly. Who is this guy now? Can we open up the country so these affects have something to do other than fuck with me? I'm happy to oblige, of course. Sensitive much? Well, and look who pops up. Look at this. Nick Ricada is also someone who can't help himself. I actually went through this whole stream and I didn't think I was going to say anything negative about Nick. Dude. The whole you're irrelevant claim, you are a nobody, that sort of bullshit, Nick, doesn't work if you keep talking about me, if you keep bringing me up unprovoked. I mean, man, just, if you want to play that angle, just stop talking about me and throwing shit in my direction and being a little coward about it by not even bothering to tag me in. I mean, this is just the same faggy behavior that Dick Masterson was engaging in. So, yeah, birds of a feather stick together. And it's also interesting to note that Nick Rekieta has a new Project 2 account. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to be working on, if I do a future stream, I'm going to fix the audio issues, and I'll remember it this time. I will also be releasing the clips from the Dick Masterson podcast, so you can listen to that for yourselves. And I think I'll do a follow-up stream on this. I'm going to pay attention to the situation to see where the fallout goes. Maybe look into some other things around it. And other than that, I think that's it. All right, you all have a good night, and catch you next time.